All right, guys, it's Comics Cast. Welcome to the show. That's our new intro, so hopefully you enjoyed it. So,
I enjoyed it. I was waiting for the old intro, and
change it up. Gotta change it up, man. No, but before you start the show, this is Gerald's show. This is Let It Out. This is Comics Cast. Every single thing we produce here is about talking to indie creators. This is an opportunity for new artists, new creators, guys looking at getting into Indiegogo or whatever else they're getting into. This is a chance for you to talk to guys that are doing it, learn the pros, cons, mistakes other people have made, and this is an opportunity for you guys to do it. And then this show, we draw along with creators, so you can draw along and have your art shown on this platform. So chat it up, have a good conversation. This is going to be a fun. We usually do about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I don't know with Gerald. Sometimes it goes a little long. But it'll be fun. And at any point, if you have any questions, bring it up. We'll talk about it. We get into a little bit of the pop stuff, but it's really about focusing on these indie creators and what they're doing. So without further ado, I'm Joe Tolliver, Comics Cast. This is Gerald Motos. This is his show, Let It Out. And let's launch it.
Hey, so welcome. Joe, keeping it fresh. This is like only our second episode in 2021, and we already have a new intro. So I don't know what Joe's going to do. Maybe we're going to have a new intro every week. I don't know. It's going to be really cool. So I'm so happy that we're here on another Sunday, second episode in 2021. And we have some really talented guests that we're going to be pleased to showcase. Another talented crew, a writer and an artist that are creating independent content, indie creators in 2021. Before we bring them in, Joe was mentioning, just what we're trying to do with these new intros, try and give us a little more polished look. We also want to talk about just a little shameless self-promotion. So if you look at the bottom ticker below, you can follow us on YouTube. We're trying to push YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, you can find us on Facebook at Comics Cast. On YouTube, we are at Indie Comics Cast. So just make sure that you add INDIE in front of that with Comics Cast. Look for our logo, and Joe has brought up our YouTube page here. So we have a lot of videos, a huge archive, a plethora of videos. I think that's the word we've been using now. So check it out. Hours and hours of great content. It has some of Joe's shows when he was doing the Artist Roundtable, which we're looking to kind of bring back in 2021. Also trying to bring in some additional new shows that are kind of in the works. We're excited to maybe talk about those maybe in the next couple of weeks. We just need to iron out a few details. But yeah, you can always check out all of our older videos from Let It Out there. So you can see all sorts of talented creators, whether they're artists or publishers or inkers or writers. It's the whole shebang. So I encourage everybody to like and follow us on Indie Comics Cast on YouTube and just Comics Cast on Facebook. So that being said, we did a little bit of shameless self-promotion. Let's get our guest in here, Joe. And so
cool, man. I'll bring in Javier first.
Okay, and here we go. So we got Javier, and
awesome.
And we're gonna bring in Brett, who's also known as Alfred Pennyworth. That's his alter ego on Facebook. But we got already some comments in the field there. They're showing up. So I want to welcome Brett and Javier to the show. So say hi to everybody, guys.
Oh. All right, so Brett's still working his cam. Hey, Javier.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'll take over. No problem. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, just
say
hi.
Hey, Brett. All right, awesome. Looking good, guys. Looking good. And I'm going to share some of this out, so don't mind me. Gerald's going to probably go ahead and take the ship for just a minute.
Yeah, so we're going to do a little bit of our social media due diligence because we're going to let everybody know that you're online with us right now. So I'm going to actually move. Let's move Brett to the top. I'm going to stay here at the bottom. so I want to welcome you guys. Yeah, because you're my. It's all about indie creators here, and you guys are my guests for today on this beautiful Sunday, 1 p.m. And I just want to say hi to you both, and I'm really thrilled to showcase you guys because you've got not only are you both phenomenal, talented artists. Brett is a writer, and we're going to be thrilled to kind of talk a little bit about your upcoming joint project together, which will be coming out later on this year. But let's build the narrative. Let's build the excitement in terms of talking about the two of you. So that being said, we're going to go and move to what we call the elevator pitch part of the show, which is basically, you have a moment to talk to our audience here. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You don't have to worry about saying it between, just one floor to the other. You actually are going to have many floors to talk about yourself. So I just want to get the audience to know you guys, so that way they can understand where you guys came from, where you are, or where you were, where you are now, and where you're going to be going. So I'm going to hand the mic over to you, Brett, first. And when I do that, just tell us a little bit about yourself, and I'm going to show some of your phenomenal celebrity portrait artwork. And you can, like I said, just tell us a little bit about yourself. So, Brett, take it away.
Well, my name is Brett Scheuerman, and I'm just now getting into comic books. 2 years, almost 3 years now. And that kind of led into my artwork because of meeting two gentlemen at my local comic book store. And that would be, as of right now on the screen, the gentleman below me, Javier. Not for him, I would not have been drawing the artwork that I am now. Kind of like this. Toby Mcguire. Spider-Man and the Vincent Price that you're showing there.
Yes.
So if it's not for him, I don't know if I would have been drawing right now, because just watching him work, it was phenomenal, and it just inspired me from day one.
That's great. I'm glad that, so you guys, I had no idea that you guys were local to each other. So let's keep on going through here. I want to show this artwork here because you have this insane talent to capture the likenesses of all these celebrities. And, you don't have to go super detailed. It's like you just capture the essence of these celebrities. And here's that Toby Mcguire that you showed earlier. This is a very difficult thing to do. When I saw this artwork, I was just so super impressed with it. And then here, you even actually had a little fun with it where you weren't going super realistic. This is Gizmo, I believe, from Gremlins. I guess I'm showing my age. I don't think too many people. I think some of the millennial generation, they probably haven't watched Gremlins, but I encourage people to check that out. This is everybody's favorite Mogwai, which is the precursor to Grogu or Baby Yoda. You notice the ears? I think they kind of ripped off the Mogwais here. So I do like this a lot. And then here, when I saw this, I almost shed a tear because I'm just a huge, let me do the Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi focus, thing here. so I just wanted to show that to Mr. Miyagi, my hero from the 80s Karate Kid, Pat Morita, rest in peace. I just really love this because I'm looking at this, Brett, and it's like I said, you don't have to get super detailed with it. You just focused on the positive, negative space in his likeness, and it's just instantly recognizable. Just beautiful stuff. And here we go. Let's keep on going. So this is going to be a little bit of foreshadowing. We're gonna be delving a little bit into some Batman lore. But here we have from the Gotham TV series, we have Robin Lord Taylor. Again, brilliant capturing of his likeness. We got Burt Ward from the classic TV Batman series.
I couldn't help it. I'm a huge Batman fan, and my favorite was always the 66.
Was 66? Oh yeah, with the biff, pow, bang. That kind of classic Batman.
It was just that dark thing. It was just the fun laughter and all that from the 66 that I love.
Yeah, I feel you. I think that's a little bit missing from some of the harder edge comic movies that we have right now. They don't have that charm from Batman 66. That has definitely a place in my heart in terms of launching the whole Batman look on television. And it's still very popular today, I think. And here we go. We're going into some modern Batman lore. Here we got Heath Ledger, Joker. And of course, we got the most recent version, which is Joaquin Phoenix. So, Brett, so happy that you're on your show, and I'm glad I was able to showcase your artwork. And you know what? We're going to actually let me do this. I totally forgot. If you look at the scrolling banner below, this is how you can reach Brett and Javier. Oh, look, we got Sarah here on the show. Sarah is a new. She's basically been just showing up in our streams just recently in the last 2 times, and she's all the way over in Egypt. So I just want to let you guys know that we're getting an international reach all the way out in Egypt. So Sarah, hello.
Hey.
Yeah. So that's another thing is that, as you see on the bottom, that's how you can get in touch with Javier and Brett. I encourage you guys to reach out to them because you're going to love what you're going to see. Don't do it just yet. I want you to look at everything. I want to keep your eyes on the screen. And we have a comments field. I want you guys to check that out, both on YouTube and Facebook. And like you've been seeing, we're going to pop up those comments there so you can interact with us. And then, of course, this is Let It Out, so we have a live drawing component. So when we get to that part of it, I encourage everybody to live draw along with us. So that being said, Brett, great artwork, and we're going to share a little bit of. We want you to go to his Amazon. He has actually his book. These celebrity portraits are on Amazon, and so I want you guys to check that out as well. So, Brett, we're going to move along to your partner in crime, which is Javier, and he can do his elevator pitch here. Tell us a little bit about himself. So, just like I did with Brett, I'm going to show a little bit of his artwork. And it's just going to be going on in the background. But Javier, as you're talking about yourself, just check out the artwork. And if you want me to stop, if you want to elaborate on something, or we can always go back and look at stuff. But I really want you just to tell the world about who Javier is and what he's bringing to 2021. So Javier, the mic is yours.
All right. Well, Joe, thank you very much. And Joe, thank you for having me on the show. I really appreciate it. My name is Javier Lugo. I was born in Brooklyn, New York. Raised in Puerto Rico. I spent the last 20 years here in Tampa, Florida. I've been a comic book fan since I was a kid, like most people. Grew up in the 80s, catching every comic book I could grab, with my lunch money saved up during the week. And then on the weekends, just going out and getting what I could afford. Let me see. As a kid, I subscribed to G.I. Joe. It was the first subscription I ever got. And it's the only one I've ever gotten. I've always wanted to be a comic book artist. I just felt that I needed to develop my skills onward and onward. And, of course, looking back now, I can see my older work. I'd be like, oh, my gosh, super critical. It's horrible.
Of course, yeah.
Eventually, once I moved here to the States and I took the plunge, I said, you know what? There's enough of this me drawing in the darkness. I need to show people and get an honest opinion on my own stuff. Because, most artists, we tend to denigrate our own work worse than anybody else. So I said, let me just grab a table. It's $20. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
And then people were buying what I thought was bad art. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're buying this. What?
Because it's not bad art.
Javier, the first time that Gerald showed me your stuff, because a lot of this stuff he's kind of working on the background with different artists, and he sets it all up, and I sort of just kind of swoop on in and do the show. But he showed me some of your work, and I was instantly like, we're supposed to be doing indie guys. When do we start bringing in big 2 guys? Because some of your work, man, I was just like, holy cow. This is really impressive work. This is really, really clean work. And I was blown away instantly by your stuff. And I was just like, man, this guy's going to be great. So anyway, I had to say that. I saw your stuff. I was just absolutely blown away.
I told you guys, Joe, we got 2 talented artists today, and
oh yeah,
Brett is definitely doing the double duty.
You got Javier doing the comic pro stuff. You got Brett doing the freaking
celebrity portraits.
The portraits,
yes.
Which I always cry in my soup whenever anybody asks me for portraits. I'm like, I don't do that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Tough.
We didn't mean to interrupt your elevator speech. We just put the pause between floors, and now we're gonna keep on going.
Look at that.
You keep on going, Javier.
It's all good. It's all good. Listen, every piece of art that I do, there's a story behind it. So, the story behind me is that I've just been drawing and don't get me wrong. What I love is the Marvel comics, and I did Marvel fan art for years. But then I kind of said, well, what am I doing to myself? I'm kind of cutting off half of the audience by not drawing these, DC characters. What's wrong? Why am I not so passionate about Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman? So I made a deliberate choice to start delving deep into DC comic characters, and I started drawing them, and I started getting a little bit more success when it came to selling prints and such. And then eventually it dawned on me, if I'm gonna really want to draw comics, I need to show that I can draw comics, and that's when I started getting into sequential storytelling,
Right.
and that gave birth to, in 2008. I said, you know what, let me just make it official. I'm gonna put myself out there as a sequential artist, and it's been a roller coaster ride ever since. You know, trying to get the next gig, hoping the current gig will get me enough of a push, enough of inspiration, and just get my work out there so that way it'll feed into the next project. And I can honestly say that hasn't happened until maybe 3 years ago, when suddenly I was in the middle of a project and got a push for another one. And that never happened to me before. I'm like, wait a minute. Normally I got to hustle for what little I can get. Wait a minute. People are approaching me now.
Yeah.
So that's a really good feeling to have somebody say, hey man, I like your stuff enough. Let's talk. Whereas normally it's me chasing down people saying, please look at my stuff. I want to work. So it was a nice turn of the tide there. So, and
Yeah.
you know, I've just been looking at artwork recently. Black and white is where I really need to put my focus on. Of course, I don't do anything else but black and white because I only have so much time in the day. I can't get good with colors and lettering and let my penciling suffer. So this is what you see in front of you is the work. You know, I don't. The
so
plethora, to
amazing.
borrow a word,
Yeah.
of work that I do. You know, let's say I do 100 pieces in 3 months. You know, only 10 of them I think, are worthy of showing and sharing and hopefully buying and selling. So this is what you're seeing is a culmination of a lot of time and effort and hours. But I love it. I have a full-time job as an insurance agent. I put 100% into that. That pays the bills, takes care of the family. And then, you know, for all these people that I work for, I sacrifice time with family, and I do this. So this is basically, you're seeing my life in pictures. And, you know, it's a trade-off. Don't get me wrong, but, you know, I've been doing it for a while. I love doing it. My family understands me. They know that if dad's in the room, he's either working on his 9 to 5 or he's working on his art to make it beyond, you know. So that's pretty much me up to 2020, and everybody else, and everybody knows how this last year has been. So while other people,
Tom tells you if you need a colorist.
Oh, look at this.
Okay, thank you, Tom. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
thank you.
I know that you were doing your intro there and your bio, and I was listening intently, but Joe was popping up all these comments. You're getting you're getting a lot of response here. A lot of people are digging your art. They're digging Brett's art, and they're already seeing what we saw in terms of just really great pencil work. Well, actually, these are all inks. I didn't even see your pencils. You know, these are like already finished artwork, and you know, we saw the variety of different subjects. We saw your sequentials, and just phenomenal stuff. And I think this is what Brett was talking about in terms of like, he just like, you know, I'm a fanboy of the two of you already, but it sounds like Brett met you in the comic shop. I don't know if you guys were. This is where we're going to go to the thing where you guys are both on the elevator now, and we're going to like kind of talk a little bit about how you guys met. You know, because Brett kind of alluded that that you guys share a local comic book shop together, and you know that is the social mecca for us geeks. You know, a lot of things can happen there. That's where we keep up on geek culture, and we it's a gathering of nerds, and I wear that badge with honor. I'm a nerd when it comes to comics, and that's why we do Comics Cast. And sounds like that was a fateful meeting between the two of you. So I'm gonna now that you guys are both on the elevator together, let's talk a little bit about how you guys met and what, you know, and I'd like you guys to sort of talk about that, and then that'll be a nice segue in terms of that joint project that the two of you are putting together that we're going to share after you guys, you know, talk a little bit about your fateful meeting. So I'm gonna hand the mic back over to you and Brett Javier. Between the two of you, you guys can figure out how to tell the story. All right, so take it away.
All right, you go ahead, Brett. You talk.
You go ahead. I'll let you go ahead first, man.
Okay. Well, then the story is this. I'm always trying to find local shops, local little mini conventions, things like that, because I understand that I need to build a fan base. Me just drawing isn't enough. You know, I can have the greatest art in the world. If nobody sees it, nobody sees it. So I made a conscious effort to start looking into it. and it turns out there was a comic shop within 4 miles of my apartment. I didn't know about it, called Nerd Attic. I'm thinking, okay, well, I approached the guy and he says, you know
Awesome
what?
name. Yeah.
You know what? We're baseball cards. We have some old comics. It's a small place, but you know what? Come on over. I know another guy who's a great artist and he's local. Tell you what, why don't you come in next weekend? Like really spontaneous stuff. I'm like, you know what? I like this, Sanders. Yeah, let's do this. So he made a big thing about it and promoted it. And I promoted it on Facebook and everywhere else. And turns out that this other guy he knows, I already met him, Alan McMillan. And we had collaborated in the past and he's a great storyteller. And we showed up. We had our wares, our prints, original art. And the guy gave us some space in his shop, and there it was I think it was on a Sunday, and we're just chit-chatting, Alan and I, and whoever shows up, we're talking, just having a good old time in a little shop, and in comes Brett. Brett,
Dun,
take
dun,
it from here.
Here comes
I
Brett.
walked in, and Alan was drawing as Batman for this little kid, and Javier was drawing, I think it was Funko Pop version of a Hulk.
Yes, it was the red one and the green one all in one Funko Pop. He was really like angry.
So Hulk was the character that threw you guys together.
And he was green.
And right there, I was just in awe, like I am of meeting a celebrity. I was in awe. I was just basically speechless the whole time. I went in there knowing what I wanted to get done, because I wanted to get a Heath Ledger Joker and I wanted to get an Adam West Batman that day. But I wound up getting something just as amazing from him. It was a Batman that he had already done on his 6th cover.
Yeah, I can.
And then so I got the Heath Ledger Joker, where it's a black background and it's just the face.
That
was really creepy too. And from then on, I came home. The next day, I started with the bat symbol and other symbols, and it was because of them. So right there in that comic book store is how we all met.
That sounds
for a world.
Yeah, that's a great story, because it sounds like, for me, as soon as you met Javier and you saw that crazy Joker with the black background, you not only did you meet Javier, but you went home and it inspired you to draw yourself. So I think that showed an instant connection between the two of you. And like I said, comic book stores, that's where some of the magic happens. You guys met each other. So
yeah, but one of the other things I wanted to jump on that, Gerald, before you pop to the next thing. Number one, we got a few comments in there. Yes, to answer the first question, I will be drawing today because Gerald twisted my arm. I will draw on this one. Two, Javier did, we squirm a little bit when someone's like, hey, you're a big deal. And then, somebody, recognizes somebody and we kind of fan out. That's what's really cool about in the indie scene is that, we're all on a sort of the same journey, but people are at different levels of it. And it makes a big difference when you're approachable, like Javier is, like when you're able to have newer guys coming up and you can talk to them and let them know what they can do to improve, or just being a community and being open to that community is a big deal. Even if you're like only a few steps higher than somebody else or 100, it made a big difference to me when I met my indie superstar, and I think it's a big deal. So I know we don't like taking praise, but Javier, it's a big deal, when you're open to that. That's pretty cool.
And I don't take that for granted at all, guys. I don't. I mean, I try joking around with people when they approach me this way. I say, I stink as much as the next person, and all I do is put, carbon on a piece of paper. I'm a humble guy, and it's horrible when people say that. It's like saying I'm an honest guy. No, you're not. You're trying to grab my money. I get it, but yeah, I'm all about drawing, and something that I learned quickly and try to live in the art world is I got to let the work speak for itself. I can't defend it. I can't justify it to anybody after the fact. I just draw, and if you like it, that's fantastic. Thank you. Hey, Molly. Hi, Com. Hi, Molly. And that's my approach. So hopefully when people meet me, hi Joe. Oh, awesome. Thank you. When people meet me and they like me through my art, then hopefully they already had liked me. If my art, I guess I could just speak for myself, but my art reflects me. If it's clean, if it's strong and powerful, these are all things that I have to feel first before it comes out in the pencil into the art.
Yeah,
So hopefully people will see that and then see that in me and be like, oh, okay, I see the artist in the art. And that's a introduction.
Yeah, that's great because Joe, I don't know if that's the case, then I don't know what people think of me when they see my artwork because it's kind of like messy and wonky and stuff like that. But for you, Javier,
I can relate to that.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, Javier, it's like between the two of you guys' art styles are so clean, so crisp, and you mentioned about you stink as just like the next guy, but I can tell you, your art doesn't stink, and I think you're just so you bringing that humor to this cast, and I totally dig it. I love your art. I love Brett's art. It's just you guys are it's fresh. It's very fresh. And the energy is there. So now that we've talked a little bit about we're getting all sorts of comments here about what you guys are doing, and I think this is where I think it'd be a nice thing to show. Let me share the screen here because this is where you guys. I joked around with you guys when we did our pre-show when we talked. We were setting up how I wanted to introduce you guys, and so now we're on the elevator still. We're reaching near the top now, and this is where you guys you're on the elevator together now. With your powers combined, you form Voltron, and you're gonna show what your creative powers are done together. And so let me pull up another PDF, and let me bring that back on the screen. And it's gonna be, here we go, dramatic intro. We're gonna talk about their joint project, which is called, wait for it, the Green Tempest. And I didn't want to show these right away. I just want to show this one, okay? I want to show the rough stuff and sort of like move things up a little bit. But here it is, the Green Tempest. So forgive me, I'm still working through these little technical glitches. So here we have the Green Tempest. And when both Brett and Javier shared this with me, I was like, oh, wow, what is this? What is this? And if people saw the banner art, this to promote their appearance on Comics Cast. This was that pivotal scene, this dramatic scene, just totally mind blowing in terms of the energy that's in this, and the colors just pop, and just incredible stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just showing a little bit of the stuff here, and I'm going to again turn it over to you. You guys are now Voltron. You're together now. I'd like to talk a little bit about who Green Tempest is. And I'm just going to preface it with this. Those celebrity portraits that Brett has been doing, we're going to share the Amazon page. So if you can look at that, that's what Brett is putting together to help finance this project, the Green Tempest project. So just keep that in mind because you can help make this happen. Green Tempest is a work in progress. We had the pleasure of showing some sequentials, some colored work. We're going to show you some concepts. Actually, we're going to even draw the Green Tempest. But this is where I'm going to hand it back over to you guys again, because now you guys, like I said, you're together. Let's talk a little bit about who the Green caught myself. I caught myself. Who the Green Tempest is. So
I don't get a the system. PC, thank you.
Yes. So here you go. Between the two of you, actually, let's start with Brett because it sounds like Brett is the writer here, and let's talk a little bit about who the Green Tempest is. So fill us in, and then Javier, you just jump in as he's talking.
It all started back when I met Javier, and just a few months after that, I'm sitting there practicing because my drawing at that time was really crude and. Javier, did you say it sucked back then?
You got no proof of that, but continue.
Yeah, there is no crudeness in your artwork. I think that's completely a lie.
Yeah, but back then it was bad. Back then it was really bad. So I'm sitting there drawing, and I'm thinking to myself, I would like to see a character that is kind of a combination of the Flash and the Incredible Hulk.
Oh yes.
I kind of went the reverse. I did the reverse Flash's colors, the red and the yellow.
Yes.
So I drew a Hulk character with the reverse Flash's face mask on. And you go back to that one of him just standing up straight.
Which scene did you want me to go to? Or the concept sketches?
You're talking about one of him just standing straight, his fists down.
Okay, so let me. Which?
Yeah, that one.
That one.
Okay. I found a artist when I was starting out. I told him my concept, and so that we didn't get any problems with DC, or Marvel, we changed it up a little bit to this character here. Tried to find a way to put a little lightning on there that would fit the right angles that we needed. So we put the lightning on the shoulders and along the back, kind of. Got rid of the mask and just give him the green face because he's an alien,
right?
With powers. And when that didn't work out too well with that artist because he was trying to take the story in his own way instead of following the script. I saw her anyway, so I didn't like the way that owner and that artist. So I bought back the character, and I've always wanted to work with Javier, so I approached him about doing this book for me, and I was going to find out what his rate was, and I was going to pay him his full rate per page, and for the cover, which is that page that you were showing that you used for the banner too.
Yes, this one right here, right?
That one there is the cover of the book. That's Hailstorm and Green Tempest, and Hailstorm is right there freezing Green Tempest's head, suffocating.
Oh, so it's an ice. So Hailstorm, he has an ice power. Okay, so I actually want to.
So anything you want to add to that, Javier?
and Javier, actually, this is where I'm actually. I want Javier to just give a little bit of a hint because I can't
hear you guys.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Check.
Yep. Okay.
Sound is going on, y'all.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you try and get the audio working so you can hear us a little better. But Javier, oops, what happened?
He just took himself out of the program. He'll pop back in. Back in, brother.
Okay, well that's good. We're gonna get him back. But I guess it's gonna be you, Javier. Now you can talk. So what I would like to do is actually we're going to go into some really minor details because I want you to actually go into some of the major details where we're going to do some draw and talk while we go into our first challenge, because that way we can talk about the genesis of his look, because I think that Brett already alluded to like some of the things that it sounds like he worked with another artist and that original artist wasn't nailing the concepts. And he remembered you. He remembered you doing that awesome Red Hulk. He remembered you doing that Joker. And he said, you know what? I'm gonna hit up Javier. Javier is gonna be my new artist who's gonna help me realize the Green Tempest. So let's that'll be a good way for us to get into our drawing challenge. So let me show some of the concept artwork, and once I show that, we're gonna pull up our art cams, and that's when we're gonna do our first drawing challenge, which is gonna be Green Tempest, and that'll give you more opportunity to talk a little bit about him in more detail. But before that, let me show up. Let's share my screen, and let's look at the concepts that we have here for. This is what I want to show. So this is what. Oh, and I think we got Brett. He's in the background. So let me get Brett back in here. So Brett's there. Oh, and just want to let Brett. Okay, Brett, you just listen and try and adjust your camera and your audio, and we're gonna let Javier talk a little bit about these concepts that the two of you guys put together, and then we're gonna go into our first drawing challenge after he just gives us a brief, point of view on what I'm showing. So here we go. So let me show this. So let's talk a little bit about just, this is an example of the power. We talked about how Green Tempest is like a green Hulk. I mean, Hulk is green, but he's a green alien Hulk. So if you look on the left, this is like the Bruce Banner, the non-hulked out version. If you look on the right, that's the hulked out version. So I'm showing this right now. Javier, tell us a little bit about these concepts.
Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of this. We're doing like a behind the scenes kind of thing. Okay, very good.
Yes.
All right. Well, listen, honestly, Gerald and Joe, this is the first I've heard about the costume design. I wasn't involved in that part, but now I see it. Reverse Flash was completely yellow, right, with red highlights.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. And then, they took off the mask and it's green. I totally get it. I wasn't a part of this, but I was part of naming him, though.
Oh, you were?
Brett reached out to me and he said, "Hey, I'm thinking about this character of Powers of Flash, Power of Hulk. What would be a good name?" And of course, I'm such a basic guy. I went Green Flash, right? He says, "That's fantastic." A couple weeks later, "Oh, listen, apparently there's a Green Flash already somewhere trademarked, so I can't use it. But Tempest worked out." I'm like, "Okay, well, congratulations. That's fantastic." He says, "Can I use the name?" I said, "Sure, man. Why not? You did it. I just picked a color." So back to the art. Of course, he approaches me and tells me, "Hey, listen, I want to hire you. I got this concept. It didn't work out with this other artist. Can you work it?" I said, "Okay, well, here's my schedule, blah, blah." We agreed, and I started. So I got to get a feel for these characters before I draw them 20 times. Mm-hmm. So I came up with something of a body type, as you can see on the left, and then on the right was my hulked out version. If you notice the boots on the left-hand side, they're kind of open because me thinking rationally, hey, when his foot gets bigger, there's got to be space in the boot, right? Hulk doesn't have to worry about that, but this guy does. Then I thought, okay, he's going to be Hulk and super fast in both versions. Yes, he is. So then afterwards, I'm talking to Brett. He tells me, listen, the regular standard looking version of him, I want him to be younger. He's like an older teenager, 18, 19. He can't be buff like a full-grown football man. Mm-hmm. So I adjusted that in the drawings, and that's why if you notice on the cover, Green Tempest looks like a kid. He looks like a teenager. His body style is very different. Mm-hmm. When he's being grabbed in the air like that, by
Hailstorm,
by the bad guy, by Hailstorm, exactly. See how he's physically not a physical opponent for the bad guy. The bad guy is stronger because he's fueled by hate. So I deliberately altered the art to reflect a softer, more skinnier version of the character, and I did do the cover last, so that's why that's the most recent representation of the characters. Just so you know, not only does let's get back to this. All right, so I like the little flash lightning things on the body. I thought I'd only use that when in his big form. Right. I don't know why. I always have to have reasons for things. So I'm thinking, how long does this transformation last? Can he stay in this form for 5 minutes, 5 hours? I mean, as a hero, you have to know these things to understand, what risk you're taking. At least in my head.
Right.
You don't want to be hulking out, lifting 400 tons and then suddenly you're dead, right?
Right.
So I did all these little notes and stuff, as you can see in the gauntlets and stuff. The gloves, they stretch. Of course, the costume has to stretch. But if you notice, I tried to keep his head size the same.
I noticed that.
So that's this. And we worked on this, as you can tell. I started dating my stuff just for, I knew this was going to happen in the future. Someone was going to ask me. So that was done in August of 2019.
No, this is a great story because Joe, I know Joe and I, it's like we talk about comic book stories all the time. And I think if you can add that, it is fantastic. It is supernatural. It is in the realm of impossibility. But when you can add those details that add that little bit of realism, like, I'm looking at this thing and I go, oh, that makes total sense about the boots. he's physically getting bigger. And we all remember watching the Hulk on TV before, and like even the Hulk in the movies, and it's like, those pants, how do the pants like stay on him? Because he starts hulking out. It's like all of his clothes disappear, but except his pants. They get all shredded. But here you're actually talking about like the I guess the alien costume that it has. It actually it'll expand when he starts hulking out here. And I like this whole fusion of the Hulk and the Flash together. He has that speedster thing, and he can still like become this massive, overbearing, just really muscular character. So I'm gonna let you keep on talking a little bit more about that. I'm gonna let Brett talk a little bit more about it and get Joe in here to kind of like field some questions with it. But let's go ahead and dive into it, because it's a great thing. We're at just about 45 minutes into the show, and I think this is a great time to start our live drawing part of it. So before we do that, I'm just going to show again. This is what the Green Tempest looks like. Here he's kind of like the way I look at it. You describe his non-hulked out version. He's kind of like Peter Parker. He has like a very slender build, and then he does this power thing. So you mentioned about how can his powers last for indefinitely, or is it a time-based thing? So that's what we're going to talk about. The limitations of his power without spoiling anything, because we want people to definitely pick up the book when it's ready to go. So let's go ahead and pull up our art cams, Joe. I'm going to like I said, this is what Green Tempest looks like. So this is to get our audience all primed to look at what the character looks like. And I encourage you, if you're in the audience and you want to draw along with us, because I know you do. When you see what Javier and Brett have cooking up, this is your chance to draw along with us. Just let us know in the comments field that you are drawing along with us, and then go to the art show, which is a sister page under Comics Cast, where it's basically an artist community. And we encourage you, if you draw along with us, put in the comments field that you are, and then post it to the art show on Facebook. And then Joe will be able to call up that art, and we can share it, and you can get like a instant feedback from Javier and Brett. Okay? All right. So let me stop sharing the screen. And I'm going to hand the mic over to my compatriot here, Joe, and he can field some questions to you. And let's start drawing. Okay?
Cool. I am unmuted. All right, good.
Yeah.
Let me bounce this around a little bit. Brett's got his cam, so we're not going to see Brett, but he will be drawing, right? Let's move. All right. So I think we got everybody's cams up. I think we're good. Let me flip this around. Gerald, where's your cam at? Let me add.
Yeah, I'm already in there already. So.
Oh yeah, I got you mixed up with Javier.
Yeah. Okay. So.
There we go. All right. Good stuff.
Okay. So is Javier's cam in? We're missing Javier. Javier, is your camera on for your video? For your hopefully it didn't discharge. We want to.
Oh no.
I got it hooked up, man. It should be.
All right, you may have to add it back to the stream.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay,
No
so
problem.
one of the questions that earlier was asked is those inks that you had, Javier, are those digital or were they traditional?
Those inks mostly are traditional. When I do sequential artwork, I do spot blacks and using Manga Studio, but otherwise it's the old-fashioned way.
All right. Can you, I think most of us here are a little bit of comic nerds. Even if you're some comic nerds that don't draw, they still know what spotting blacks is. Why don't you break that down for people that are still trying to figure that out? Because spotting blacks is a big deal.
Yeah, I don't even know what spotting blacks, what that means. I was like, spotting what?
Yeah, Gerald is not an inker, so he's not trying it yet.
Right.
Okay. That's a good point, Joe. Good point. Okay. Well, guys, I'm doing my camera trick right now, so bear with me while I try to get the.
Okay, so let's get Javier set up first, and we'll save that question for just a moment. Right. Let's go ahead and let's.
Well, then let me switch over to Brett real quick. Brett.
Yeah. Let's talk.
So how do you feel about working with an artist that comes with a lot of questions about the small little minute details of characters? Because as a writer, as a creator, for me, I like having that work alongside, because then that allows for really fleshing out characters that maybe I hadn't thought about. Oh, I don't know if Brett can hear me. Am I muted?
I like that, but also at the same time, I try to. Yeah, you're fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good. Yep.
You're good. Keep on talking.
Everyone can hear you. You're good.
Yeah.
For me, it's fine. For me, it's fine, but I like to give the artist free reign so I can let their creativity flow through their pencil to the page. And knowing the talent that Javier has, I wanted to showcase that and his creativity throughout the book. Forever, inside pages, I wanted everything to just show what Javier does.
So,
Yeah. Javier's over there struggling away. It's okay.
What, me worry?
I do. I fanboy out for this guy.
Yeah, I don't want to draw next, so I'm gonna go fucking somewhere.
So, Brett, you were talking about, you're allowing Javier to have some creative, reign in terms of like some of the design choices. So it sounds
That's
like you gave a lot of like it's a joint collaboration. So you have an idea of who Green Tempest is and his powers and things like that, but you sort of said, "Hey, Javier, I want you to put a bit of yourself into this character too." So you're okay with allowing that creative synergy between the two of you, right?
Yeah, and that also because this is my first book. I've never done a comic before.
Mm-hmm.
I know he knows the ins and outs of books, so I trust in him to be able to work his magic to make it flow evenly and seamlessly and make the story pop off the page.
Yeah. Well, he definitely makes it pop off
So
the
I
page.
just believe in this much.
All right. Looks like we got his art cam back up. And you know what? It looks like the orientation is a little bit off. Okay, so let's see if we can get the horizontal orientation so we can definitely get the full perspective in terms of like when Javier is drawing.
You just don't love technology.
I know. Curses, that crazy technology. It's not working all the time. All right, that looks great, Javier. That looks great.
Yeah, I'm gonna hook it up now, and we should be in business, my man. Sorry.
Okay. No problem. This is part of we work through these glitches like we do with every show. We'll just make it happen. So I was looking at the comments here, and I don't know if you popped this up earlier, Joe. You got Tom Rapka who's saying that is a really awesome and unique take on the character. Very cool. Mm-hmm. So we got people here in the audience who are just really feeling Green Tempest. I think they're excited to see these concepts, and we're going to be drawing along, of course. So I think that we're going to have to make sure that people follow Javier and Brett. You can see at the bottom links, so that way you can know first when when they're ready to drop their comic. It's going to happen later on this year, and you can help support it, of course, by going to Brett's Amazon page to buy his Celebrity Portraits book, so you can help make it happen. So we're just about there, and we got a hot hello from DC Mania. So is that DC Comics Mania? You got DC Comics here? I don't know. That would be pretty awesome if DC is watching.
Hello, DC Mania.
Yeah, hello, DC Mania.
How you doing?
Yeah. And DC Mania is coming out from our YouTube page, so that's really good. I'm glad that we got some feedback there.
Thanks for joining us.
Mm-hmm. Real quick, guys, if you have the link to your sites, go ahead and drop that in our private chat, and we can put it in the chat.
You know what? I have it.
Happen.
I'm gonna go and do that right now while we're waiting, because I was gonna show these at the end, but while we're waiting to get that camera back up. I'm gonna do that,
and then let these guys see it. So Show Art is a group, guys. So it's a group that's connected to Comics Cast. We have you post in there, just tag Show Art or Comics Cast and make sure it's in the Show Art group. Mm-hmm. And we will make sure that it gets showed during the show. So just comment on hey, I posted it, blah, blah, blah. We'll make sure it gets up. So this is, you've already put this here? Okay.
Yeah, so that first one,
here.
Yeah, go to the links into the comment section and you can actually click on it, but it's an Amazon link. And that's where you can get Brett's celebrity portrait book. And that's how you can actually indirectly support the creation of Green Tempest by purchasing this book. And so here I'm going to also put, this is Javier's Instagram. And let me find some stuff here for, this is Brett's Instagram. And if you, like I said, check it out in the comments field. And Joe is popping it up there. So, and we're going to show these actual pages at the after we do all the live drawings. So you're definitely going to actually see the pages, but don't go there just yet. We don't want you to go check out these pages right now during the show. Check it out after the show because we want to keep your eyes on our live drawing, which we're going to be doing just in a moment. So let me get. So here we go. We got Javier's wrestling with his
right.
his
like we're getting there now.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're almost there. He's just tightening the tripod here. So yeah, there we go.
All right. So while we're drawing Green Tempest, can we bring up Green Tempest again? Because I absolutely need my reference.
Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna let me go back to sharing screen and
take a look at this thing one more time.
Okay, so I'm gonna give Joe. Like I said, this is the first time we're actually gonna have 3 artist drawings. So this is awesome. So here's Green Tempest in his non-hulked out version. Here he is getting hulked out. He's starting to get, and then of course in the concept here, fully hulked out. so note the boots. That's the thing. And the important thing to notice is that his head size stays consistent. It's his body that sort of expands out. So so here we go. We're gonna do our first live drawing challenge, and it's 1:55 right now, Eastern Standard Time. So let's go. We're 15 minutes. So Joe, or actually Brett, between all of us, let's just be a little bit. We'll kind of look at the clock here. So like at 1 or 2:10, that will be 15 minutes, and then we'll see where we're all at. And then I encourage anybody who's watching the show, draw along with us. Let us know in the comments field, like I said, and then post to the art show on Facebook, and we will show your artwork. So, Joe, did you get an eyeful? In terms of
yeah.
Okay, great. All right, so I'm going to unshare, and now you can see underneath Javier is his art cam. Underneath Joe is his art cam. Underneath me is my art cam, and then Brett, you can just sort of like tell us. You can be Mystery Science Theater narrator and just sort of comment on the artwork. Tell us a little bit about what we don't know about Green Tempest, and we'll start drawing. All right, and we'll just sort of like field some questions along the way. So anybody in the audience, just let us know. All right. So clock is ticking. Let's go.
All right. Drawing while looking at comments.
I'll look at the comments field too, Joe, so you don't have to feel completely overwhelmed by drawing at the same time. So Brett, let's talk a little bit about when do you hope to have Green Tempest ready to go? Do you think it's going to be like this summer or maybe this fall? What do you have like a timetable that you're thinking about?
I'm kind of loose when it comes to a timetable because I like to give Javier a break from stress. So based on his schedule that he keeps, I'm trying to let him feel how long it'll take for him to finish the inks for the pages, and if we have the funds, I get the pages that he sends me off to the colorist right away.
Oh yeah,
and
so
usually that takes me about at least a week page maybe for the colorist.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing to talk about too. Is that's another unsung hero that we can kind of like talk a little bit about too. Is the colorist? What's the name of the colorist behind those colored works that we saw? What's his or her name?
I can give you his first name. I don't know how to say it. The rest of his name, but his first name is Brian.
Okay. All right. We're going to just call him as Brian the colorist, the fantastic colorist. So here we have, is it this Brian? Okay. Brian Acosta says, where would you like us to post our art? Go to our sister page, which is called The Art Show on Facebook. That's just ART Show, SHOW. And that's where you would actually post the artwork. Just let us know in the comments field. So we'll look for you, Brian, if you're drawing along. Let us know that you successfully posted it there, and we'll pull it up to show our audience what you do. So in terms of your colorist, Brian, did you meet him in the comic book shop too? was he there with Javier? Was this like the moons were all aligned?
I met him through Javier and another friend of his. What was his name? Jesse, wasn't it? Javier?
Jesse Hansen, yeah.
Jesse Hansen. Okay. So
yeah. He put me into this guy.
So really, it's like a network. You guys, once you met Javier helped put the pieces together in terms of putting your creative team, right?
In a way, yeah.
Yeah, it seems to. Only one we don't have right now is a what's the one that puts the words on there?
A letterer.
A letterer?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, I was drawing a blank on that one. How did I do that?
Because it's not Batman related, probably.
I'm gonna have to watch how everybody else draws.
And I wrote the script.
You can't remember the bolts.
So,
I know he's got long ears.
He has long. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say that when I looked at and this will help Joe. When I first looked at the Green Tempest, he kind of reminded me of a Skrull from Marvel comic books without the chin, the wrinkled chin.
Yep.
So
I've heard that.
Yeah. Did you? So was that a subconscious influence, or was it intentional? I mean, what was it? Just a happy accident?
I would have to say it's just a happy accident.
So Brian didn't say, hey, he has to be green and he has to have pointed ears and don't make him look like a Skrull, even though that's, is that what your art direction was?
I went to Javier. He already had the pointy ears.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
I've heard
Skrulls are the most. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry about that. I've heard a comparison of Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
That was me, yeah. Yeah, I gotta say, I mean, most people in comics are familiar with Skrulls, of course, from their long-term appearance in Marvel Comics since Fantastic Four. But there was no deliberate means that we said, yeah, let's make them look like Skrulls because that'll help us, right? No, of course not. It just happens to be green with long ears. That's just what happens. I mean, if we just color them differently, would everybody say, oh, they look like Legolas from, Lord of the Rings?
Right. So that was so there was no specific direction in terms of what, that he should look like this or look like that. It was just a coincidence that he kind of looked at.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not gonna say no. Maybe subconsciously that's where I went to because I enjoyed John Buscema's Avengers when they were out in space and stuff. Fighting Thanos and stuff. But intentional? No. There's no benefit to that.
So let's so he is alien and has what was the decision to it was the green skin color like an homage to the Incredible Hulk? I mean, I guess he could have been the Red Tempest or he could have been the Yellow Tempest or something like that. So the choice to call him the Green Tempest, what was the genesis behind that?
Are you just giving away good ideas here, Gerald? Thank you.
I'm just trying to dig deep. I want to see if there was something and super intentional, it was all part of this big master plan. Or if it wasn't a master plan.
Paying for those ideas.
And again, I don't want to get into spoiler territory too. So if there's a comic book reveal where it talks about why he's green and things like that, in the comic book, then don't spoil it. So.
No, there's no reveal as to why he's green. I just thought the green version of the Hulk was the one I grew up on.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm new to comic books, so I didn't know anything about the Red Hulk or anything else.
You said you're new to comic books? Is that what you said?
We lost Javier.
Oh, we lost Javier?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Javier again?
Oh, my God. We lost his art cam and him. Let me
It's a rough day in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm going to send him a quick message and see what happened.
All right.
Okay, keep on drawing, Joe. I'm gonna
keep on working. Keep on plugging away.
Yeah. Brett, go ahead and just I'm gonna just let you kind of like do a free for all. You go ahead and tell us a little bit more about whatever you want to divulge about a Green Tempest that isn't spoiler. So just tell us a little bit about it.
I'm telling Javier, don't slacking off here. Get back here.
Oh, he's back. Javier's right here. We just don't have.
I hear you, bro.
We just have to get your art cam. Your art cam died, Javier.
I know, it's weird, man. I think my Wi-Fi went out for a bit. That's what it had me reconnect. So sorry about
all right,
that.
No problem. So let's if you can, I don't want to interrupt your drawing for too long, but if you can get your art cam to work again, because we want to show.
It was okay.
Yeah, we want to get.
Fix that?
Yeah, we want people to see how you get a flavor for how you draw.
Your browser lost connection to the mic. Great. Okay, let's close all this.
Well, we hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, we just can't see your art.
Okay, so the laptop is working fine. There you go. All right, let's try this.
Yeah. All right. As far as Green Tempest goes, he's just from another planet where all the other aliens and him are peaceful, friendly species. And there is one character in the story who just likes to cause havoc and destroy things, cause destruction. Hailstorm.
Yeah, so hailstorms from
powers
the
are same planet, yes.
Yeah, who's all tilted up? Am I the only one tilted up?
The same planet.
I do tilted work because it was asked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my sort of thing. I like to be tilted. Now, I got to see the bolts. You're killing me, Gerald. You remember your stuff, man.
Okay, here I'm gonna let's share a screen, and that way everybody can kind of see. And I'll just put it up there for a moment.
Good stuff, Joe. Let me take a look at it. Here, all right.
There you go. There you go. So think of it as it's kind of like the Shazam flash symbol, but they're on both sides of his pectorals. So
and they go out and then in. All right.
And then if you also look at this concept sketch, Joe, look at his torso. You can kind of see that there's this design around his belt, and just note how the boots they kind of split open to allow for his when he starts hulking out. So, and then if you notice his hands too, they have these special gloves. So one more time for our audience, if you are watching and you want to draw along, this is what Green Tempest looks like. And let's go back to, I'm going to unshare, and we're going to go back to our art cams. And while hopefully we can get Javier's art cam, let's see if I can show this. There we go. Javier's art cam is back online. And look at that. He's gotten so far along and we even lost him for a moment, and he's so much further along in his drawing. So this is pro. This is what a pro working amongst us. He is able to multitask.
There you go.
So I'm gonna say that. Oh yeah, go ahead. What were you gonna say, Brett?
I say he's that good.
Yes, he's that good. Exactly. And
so let's say you got 2 minutes.
Yeah, let's actually add. We're gonna add 5 more minutes to it since we had a little bit of technical difficulty there.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good.
And you know what? It's more for me and Joe than it is for Javier, because Javier, I snuck a glance at what he was doing, and it looks fantastic already. So, I tell Joe every time that we do these shows, I have to like force myself to not look at our guest artwork, because if I do, I'll stop drawing and I'll just want to like watch our artist draw. So.
Well, that works too, man. We can do a whole thing like this. Yeah.
Keep on going. Keep on going. So let me look at the comments field. All right. So I'm getting some criticism here. Tom is saying, I think you need a new pencil, Gerald. So, yeah, I know. I guess I don't have the. I didn't break out my uber special mechanical pencil, but you know what? It gets the job done.
Well, mechanical pencils once upon a time had magical properties, back when I didn't use them. You're like, oh my gosh, that's the missing key. And all it was just another way to hold a pencil. Yeah. That's all it was.
Well, they have that magical property of always staying sharp. I think that's the beauty of mechanical pencils, right?
So. Well, yeah. And then you gotta, refill the lead, and that takes you 20 minutes. When you can just a regular pencil takes 5 seconds.
Exactly.
There's pros and cons to everything.
You're right. You're so right. So while we're talking, actually, I'm not looking at what you're drawing. What are your tools of the trade? Like, do you use mechanical pencils, or do you use regular, number 2 pencils that are wooden, or do you use those lead holders? Those are those super really nice mechanical pencils. I mean, what's your weapon of choice?
All right. Well, Gerald, I'm just gonna grab the first drawer of my art table. I'm just gonna put it all out there. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Here it is. Here it is.
That is so cool. Yeah. Okay. The yellow number 2 pencil. That's where the magic happens right there.
Reference.
So all you guys that are in the viewing audience that want to aspire to the level of Brett and Javier, that's the tool. That's the secret tool right there.
Compass that I never use.
I still think I have my compass from like elementary school. The one that you could use for like a weapon and this, with a sharp end on one end, and the pencil that had the, I look back, that compass was probably not safe. They've since changed the compass design for elementary school students, but
they're stabbing weapons. Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely not a safe compass. Looking back now.
All right. Well, for full, to be honest, listen, it's very much depending on the project, but I just got 2 lead types. I got the harsh lead that shows really well, but it's horrible to erase. I got the soft lead that's really light. If I'm going to ink my own work, I go light, and then I put all the details in the inks. Right. That's it. I got a basic eraser. I go to, let me see, where do I get these? At, darn it, Ollie's. You buy a pack for $1, you get 20 of these erasers you put on the back of your pencils, and you get one of these. That's it, man. The most money I spend on is on the paper, and it all depends on the project. If it's for me, I don't care about the quality of paper. I just need to produce the art and get it out to the final destination.
That is a good philosophy. And you know what? We're having a gremlin in your camera. We lost your art cam again, Javier.
Oh man. My phone doesn't like me, I swear.
But you know what? You were, from what I gather, oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Brett.
It must be Gizmo, my drawing over here, that was Javier.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's the gremlin that I was talking about.
I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah, so let's get your and you know what? From what I glimpsed, you were like well ahead of us anyway, so not going to be a problem getting your art cam back on there, but I definitely want people to see what you're drawing, because
okay. Well, I think it's back. Take a look.
Okay. Oh yeah, there. I'll add you back in. Add to stream. And just so you know, it is 2:13, Joe. We got 2 more minutes, so I'm just going to darken up my line so maybe it can show up a little bit better. And again, if anybody's drawing along with us, just let us know so we can feature your artwork.
Yeah, they are talking about it in the comments, but I don't know if you guys have posted it yet. So let us know if you guys are posting it in the other section, and we'll share a screen from the show art page.
Yeah. So I'm hearing all sorts of crazy sounds coming out from Javier's mic. So it sounds like you're using. Are you inking? Because that's what it sounds like, inking there. That you're using some markers. Is that what you're doing?
That's not me. That's not me.
I was gonna say, here we go. We got our guests showing their skill in terms of not only being fast, but Javier is breaking out the inks already. And I'm just so happy if I can get pencils down.
Well, I had to develop a sense of I don't care when it comes to inking when I'm drawing live, because a lot of people like pencil sketches, but they don't consider them finished. So the impetus there is that I need to be able to create art fast and in a permanent way with ink. So I took a painting class, and that kind of gave me the confidence to just lay stuff down.
And it worked well for me when it comes to sketching live, like right now, because I got no choice. Whatever comes down, it's permanent. So I got to be able to live with it.
And I think that's to all the creatives out there, and especially me, that's one of my fears. You just gotta be bold, right? You just gotta be confident in your line, get it down. Don't let those fears consume you. Just go ahead and go for it, right? Yeah.
I like what I'm seeing so far on all three of them.
Oh yeah, so I think we are at 2:15, Joe. I'm just trying to darken my lines real quick so you can maybe get a semblance of what I drew. so we can share the artwork.
Yeah, I'm just getting started on mine, but no, it's fun.
Okay, so I'm gonna say pencils down so we can kind of look at what we're doing. And already, let's see. Let's pull up. Oh, Javier, we lost your art cam again. Okay, you know what, Javier? Let's okay. Yeah, if you can get it to work, let's do that, because I really want to show your art. So go ahead and mess around with it. Let's Joe, let's go ahead and show your artwork while we're at it. I'm gonna if you want to solo out your page.
I'm gonna solo out this feed.
Yep. Oh, look at you! You're doing color too. So
I didn't get to the whole character, but it's a start.
It's a great start, and I think that when you're ready to lay that additional color in there, I think you captured his likeness. Brett, what do you think? What do you think of Joe's rendition here?
That's really good. That is really good. I really like that. You did capture his likeness. Pretty good.
Yeah, I had to scan it a few times.
I know that was showing Joe's talent to only glimpse at the character art and be able to capture that. So while we're waiting on Javier to get his art cam back up. Oh, Tom is already saying looks awesome, Joe. So you got a fan there. So I'm gonna show my artwork. Oh, here, let's just solo out Javier's art cam. Look at this. So Javier is showing this. The speedster sizes.
And that's that spotting blocks power right there. I mean, that's great.
That's spotting black. Yeah. Look at that. So dynamic, and it's showing his speed power. Now I totally get, well, I got it before, but this is just reinforcing what Brett was saying in terms of why he wanted you to work on this project. Awesome work. So I think we lost Javier's audio too. Javier, can I hear you? Are you talking?
Yeah, that's weird.
Oh, okay, I can hear you now. Okay.
Oh, the host had us unmuted my mic. Okay, thanks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just noticed that it was me because we were getting an echo, and then we lost your camera, and that was probably the reason why I got muted there for a second.
No worries.
So we're going to wait to get your art cam back up. And I'm just going to show my artwork real quick. And
Right? Look at that. Beast mode.
I decided to do the hulked out version of.
I want to ink that, Gerald.
So yeah, so I had a lot of fun with it. I think it was, and I took all the notes from Javier. He said, make sure that you keep his head smaller, but the rest of his body can hulk out. And I wanted to make it look like he's just leaping to like take a Hailstrom out, for freezing him earlier on that cover. so really fun.
Nice. Well done.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's easy to be to do this kind of artwork when we can get inspired by you guys. So definitely cool. So let's go to that. All right. So before we go to our next drawing challenge, because this next one's going to be super fun, I'm going to let Javier get his art cam back up.
Well, look, while you guys are doing that, I'm going to scan the Facebook page.
Yeah, see if anybody.
We should be in our group. We should see a few pieces. And then I'll pull it up while you guys sort of set up the next concept and the next conversation.
Yeah, good call. Good call.
Let's see here. Show art.
So did anybody in the I'm going to look through the comments field. It says
a few people have been drawn along. I just don't know if it's been posted.
Okay.
Not seeing it, guys. Not seeing it posted.
Okay, so remember, go to the Art Show, ARTSHOW, and it's our sister page that's just for art posting. Go there and post your artwork there, and then let us know in the comments section that your art is there, so we can know to pull it up and look at it. Okay, so the suspense is building. Just to give you guys a heads up, Joe, can you pull up that voting artwork? I don't know if that's something that I don't know if you have that offhand. If you want to go to the, I just want to give people an idea of what the vote was going to be about for the drawing challenge number 2.
Yep, 1 second, bringing it up now.
Great. So here at whenever we have guests, we always try to find different ways to like challenge us. And this time this is like I think the 4th time that we tried this, where we try to get our audience to engage with us so that they can feel like they are a part of our show, because they are. They're in the comments field. But we basically posted this graphic up. I think it was a couple days ago, so people could vote on what our drawing challenge was going to be. And here we got Rick. Rick is our one of my co-hosts, guest co-hosts from before. We had had him do the Rick challenge. Actually, we're getting some echo. Let me. Javier, can you plug a headphone into your into your phone, because it's getting audio from our show and causing an echo.
Okay, sorry. Hold on.
No problem.
Here we got Rick. Rick is our one of my co-hosts.
And the echo continues.
Yes.
It's going to go on for a minute.
Yeah.
All right. So Molly just posted hers. I'll take a look.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to take a look now that we're up. Why don't you talk about these things real quick, and then
Okay. All right. Well, we're trying to figure out the echo thing. Well, I can't really talk because we want the echo to go away.
All right. Then maybe I can just.
Well, how about this then? I want to remind everybody that we are, as we take this break, going into talking about the next challenge. If you guys are liking this and you're enjoying the program, you're enjoying the content, make sure that you're going to our YouTube channel, our Facebook page. But definitely go to our YouTube page, like, share, hit that bell so that you don't miss as we continue to do content that's specific to YouTube. So if you're enjoying this, make sure, please go ahead and expand that platform so that we can make sure these guys get as big as reach as possible as we keep highlighting indie creators.
Okay. And I just got a message from Brett. It might be him. So Brett, I need you.
Sound keeps going out.
Okay. Yeah. You want to use your tablet. You want to use that mic, and you want to turn off the mic on your. Oh, did we lose? Okay. Yeah.
No, I just took it down for a second.
Okay. Yeah. And you want to turn off the mic volume on your phone so there's no echo. Okay. All right. So Javier, say some words. Let's see if we can hear you good.
one small step for man.
Okay, there we go. We can hear you. All right, so it looks like we got rid of the echo, I think.
All right, so I got Sarah's here. Let's go ahead and pull hers up real quick.
Okay,
Ooh,
Sarah decided to draw along with us.
Yeah, she's our fan from Egypt, all the way from Egypt.
All right,
Really
Sarah.
appreciate her
Let's see
doing
what you
that.
got.
Oh, look at
Yeah.
that! So she did also
Running.
the Green Tempest and using his speedster powers.
It's
There
good.
you go.
Excellent work. Excellent
Nice,
work.
nice, Sarah.
Okay, so we got our
Great
first drawer or drawing participation. Great work, Sarah. And you got an endorsement from both Javier and Brett.
Good work. Keep drawing. Keep drawing. That's all you can do. Keep
Yeah,
drawing.
keep on drawing. Okay, so now that we got rid of the echo, Joe, if you could pull up that that artwork, if you could, and we can kind of show what we're going to be what our next drawing challenge is going to be.
All right. Un momento.
Hey, no speaking Russian on this program, Joe. Come on.
And we have people from Russia watching us. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Those Divanya.
Exactly. All right. Okay. So drawing challenge number 2. We usually have several different scenarios. Usually for 2, the drawing challenge number 2. In the past, it had been like, if you noticed, Rick he's my co-host, guest co-host. Sometimes we call it the Rick Challenge when he's on there with us, and he comes up with some really creative ones. And the most notable one being the Freakazoid one. I'm not going to tell you about what happened about the Freakazoid one. That definitely threw me for a loop, and I'm still traumatized by it. I'm just going to have to tell you, go look for our plethora of videos and go check out. Look for the Freakazoid episode where I embarrassed myself and I didn't know who Freakazoid was. But for this particular challenge, we did a vote. We posted this graphic that Joe has up on the screen, and it was where our audience could vote to see who we would draw. And we have the Mandalorian with that wow emoji. We had Cobra Kai with the angry face emoji.
Which I gotta say, I was really hoping for Cobra Kai.
I was kind of hoping for that in the back of my mind, the same thing. And then of course we had the heart emoji for the latest Disney Plus series that's going to be coming out.
Well, the first Disney Plus series, really.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Launching the whole Disney Plus platform. Just for the record.
Yes, it's the first MCU Disney Plus thing. I was, because they have all the MCU movies that are there, but this is going to be their first series, and so yeah, that was going to be WandaVision, and it was going to expand upon the Scarlet Witch and the Vision story in terms of driving the next direction in the next phase of the MCU. But from what I understand, the Mandalorian with the wow icon or emoji is what got the most votes. So Mandalorian, that's going to be our next drawing challenge. It's at 2:25, which will give us 2:30. Yeah, we're going to get 15 minutes. So we'll say at 2:40 is our pencils down. So
now let me ask this question. The Mandalorian challenge is drawing any character you want from the Mandalorian.
Exactly. So if you want to do, I'm going to say
Darksaber.
Yes, if you want to do the Darksaber, you want
just drawing the Darksaber.
Exactly.
I'm an artist. I cheat there. Come on.
This is coming from the pro. He just wants to do the Darksaber. I was gonna kind of laughing, but just for anybody who's out there and who wants to draw along with us, you can do the Mandalorian. You can do Bo-Katan. You can do Kara. You could do Baby Yoda, which Grogu. I'm gonna still call him Baby Yoda. You can do any of the characters. You can do any of those chump stormtroopers that got showed up by Boba Fett when he reappeared. You can do that as well. So that being said, let's start.
And when you go on here, just go ahead. You can either put it in the group, and we'll just find it. Let us know you put it in. Comment here, or you can put it in the casting vote cast post.
Yeah.
Either way, we'll track it down. We'll find it. We'll get it in here.
Yeah. Just let.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and drop this. And a reminder: if you're not following Comics Cast on Facebook, go ahead and do so. And if you haven't followed on our YouTube, we're there as well, and we're also on Instagram. But Instagram is mostly just a hangout spot, a little bit. We'll see what we're gonna do with Instagram. I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, that's one of our two.
We'll see.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that one. Okay, so let's start drawing. And at 2:40, Joe. Joe, are you drawing along with us? Or are you just gonna?
Yeah, I'll draw.
Okay, good. Draw along with us. And Brett, did you want to draw along with us? Oh, we lost him.
Brett is here. Let me bring him in. Okay.
Oh,
Hey, Brett,
okay.
we're back. Okay, good.
Okay. Brett's gonna draw too. Okay, good. So let's start drawing, and we're just gonna have some conversation going on in the background, and of course look at the comment fields. Before I start drawing, we already have some really funny commentary. We got Terry McIver, who's saying the dark saber has a lot of character. He is so right.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that is true. So yeah,
Terry McIver.
It's very regal, as they say. Sorry, I'm a dad.
Terry
Dad
is a
joke.
man.
Naturally. What happened to my? Oh my gosh! Come on, you.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the Mandalorian. What were you guys? I know what Joe's thoughts are on it, because Joe has definitely shared his thoughts, and I agree with him with a lot of the points. Let's talk to both Javier and Brett about it. Did you guys like the Mandalorian? How'd you feel about it?
To be honest,
Well-
I just started watching it. I'm not a Star Wars guy.
Oh, you're not?
Oh, my rate just went double.
Oh, that hurts. It hurts.
Oh, that is a surprise. Not a Star Wars guy.
Not
Okay,
a Star Wars guy.
So what is the reason? Why don't I'm not gonna grill you or anything like
with
that.
you,
What
man?
is-
That's my question.
Yeah, why don't you like Star Wars?
I just never could get into it and follow the story for any of it. It was
You know what?
really hard to get into. Go ahead.
Listen, Brett. Listen, I'm gonna call you out, man. I think you just don't like the thought of aliens. I think. I don't know. If they're not green, they're not good. What is this?
There was a famous green alien in Star Wars, Greedo. Do you remember Greedo? He actually even had he actually looks like he could be from the planet that Green Tempest is from. He had pointy ears. Of course, his hands were like little suction cup type things, but definitely.
Wow, Gerald. So all aliens look alike.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm surprised to hear this from you.
That was a good one. That was a good joke.
I'm messing with you.
Yeah, no, I got you. I thought it was funny myself. I thought it was pretty funny.
I appreciate that.
So, so we heard that Brett really isn't a Star Wars fan, and I'm gonna forgive that because he's my guest. Just like you, Javier. Javier,
Yes, sir.
It sounds like you are a Star Wars fan, right?
Oh man, I saw it in '77, bro.
Oh, okay. So tell us about your love for the Mandalorian. What did you think about it?
Well, I kind of jumped into it late. I didn't have Disney Plus for a while, but I caught up with it. It was, I watched it at my brother's house,
Mhm.
which was a great excuse to go over there and say, tell my wife, hey, I'm watching Star Wars, when really, yeah, I'm watching Star Wars and getting drunk with my brother. So that's good. And yeah, I mean, fantastic. Honestly, I wish I could forget the 3 sequels, episodes 7, 8, and 9, and just pretend this is it.
Let's not even talk about that. That's the series that shall not be named. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
I agree. I can totally buy that Kool-Aid. I'll drink that.
Okay, good. So what did you think of the reveal that Baby Yoda's name is Grogu? What did you think about that?
Well, it was a great opportunity for jokes. I called him Grubhub at work. And people are like, oh no, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, if you only knew.
Grubhub. Grow. I don't even know how that sounds funny. That's hilarious.
See? So yeah. So I love it, man. Listen, I'm getting entertained. I've seen about 12 different worlds in these last 16 episodes. Yeah, I don't mean to downplay all the effort and the work in the last 8 years of the people who've done the major quality movies, but this is more my alley. It's giving me what I remember, but it's giving me newer stuff. It's a nice balance. It's a really nice balance of oh, I wonder what a real sandcrawler looks like.
Uh-huh.
And oh my gosh, we're getting into the culture of the desert sand people and Mando's armor, which that's all we thought had survived, but no, there's more. Just good storytelling all around.
And you hit the nail right on the head. I think the episode treatment is what is kind of cool, is really one of the cool things about what they did with it, because it allows them to explore the characters much more, because they don't have the limitation of just 1 hour, 2 hours for a movie. They can go into much more of the lore, develop some of the side characters, allow you to really feel for them. Right? It's like when you do a comic book, you don't have to do like one shot graphic novel. When you do a comic book series, you can really explore the characters, and I think that's what's really cool about the Mandalorian. Do you think that's one of the cool things about what they're doing with Disney Plus?
Yeah, and it seems like it's a watershed moment for me in watching movies. I remember watching The Avengers and saying they finally did it. They put a comic book on the screen, giant monsters destroying the city, heroes saving people. And now here it is. I mean, quite literally about 8 years later, and Star Wars has done it for TV. They've done it. They've put Star Wars on TV. I don't have to wait 2 years.
Right.
And productions and stuff. They're feeding me a movie every year. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think it was a course correction too, because I think that what the sequel trilogy kind of did is it kind of like threw us all for a loop. It wasn't the Star Wars that we were expecting. I think The Force Awakens kind of laid kind of a nice foundation, and then The Last Jedi just threw me for a loop, and I was just kind of like, what did I just watch?
Here's the thing. I can appreciate that movie it wasn't trying, it was different. Quite literally, we had never seen the Force used this way, technology being used this way, character relationships this way. If that had been brand new characters, everybody would have said it's a good movie. But it's because it's deriving its drive from Star Wars. A lot of us rebelled against it because it was so different, and it wasn't attached to anything else. It honestly, if Disney had the guts to continue that, they would have ended up with a tremendously different new direction for Star Wars. But they didn't want a new direction. They wanted to appease old fans like me.
Yeah,
and they did. And I'm happy. But I wonder, what about that kid with the broom? He's Force sensitive.
He's still sweeping.
True.
Get out of here. Go back to sweeping.
Yeah, go back to sweeping. I actually appreciate what you just said.
This is why he doesn't ask me what I think about it.
Exactly. I think that it's true. If this was like a standalone story that had nothing to do with Skywalkers, it would have probably been a really, if it just existed outside of what characters that we had already grown up with and loved and cherished so much. I think that would have been okay. But it was just like that director who shall not be named just decided, I'm going to redefine everything that you ever knew about Luke, and I'm just going to do it because I feel like it, and it was just so not in the cards for what anybody could ever perceive.
I mean, I like what Javier said though, that if it was all new characters, I would have been fine with it. And I think even with everything they did in the second one, if they had just allowed Luke to have that hero's arc, even on his side arc, and come back, I don't think, that it wasn't good enough. Him just sort of like doing a forced ghost thing across the galaxy and projecting himself. That to me was no.
And guys, honestly, Luke Skywalker is a winner. He's a winner. He went from a farm, losing his uncles, living with this weird dude, got powers all in what, 2 hours?
Exactly.
Then the princess. She kisses him in the second movie. He loses his arm, finds out his dad's alive, but the evil guy. Third movie, he has to fight his own father. This is the stuff of Greek tragedy. Finds out he has a hidden sister he kissed. Drama. His best friend is in love with his sister. He never had this problem before. All he did was what? Take power converters?
He was shooting womp rats, remember? Womp rats. He was
Exactly.
yeah,
So this kid turned into the last best hope, and he actually lived to his potential. He's not going to turn into some old guy like, I'm raging against the world. Let me hide. Luke Skywalker does not hide.
I totally get that. It was like we were waiting how many years to see Luke Skywalker be the Jedi Master, and I think that's what the Mandalorian was all about. When we got to see that, spoiler alert, anybody who hasn't seen the last episode of season 2, yeah. If you guys haven't seen it, I think it's been enough time between it. But that whole sequence there, where we got to see Luke be the Jedi Master that we were all waiting for, that was like 30 years in the making, getting to see that kind of level of Jedi badassery. That was just really nice to see. And that's what I really like about the Mandalorian. It's expanding the universe that we all know and love, but also paying homage to what came before it.
And it goes to prove that even though Mark Hamill is 30 years older, the character, there are tricks to getting him on the screen. You just need him for 20 seconds? That's it. The rest of it can be a stunt double. I understand Mark is not going to move like that, and I can live with that. But when it comes to the dude that saved Darth Vader, saved the Republic, that's the same guy that says, "Oh, I have problems with the Force. I'm going to hide."
Exactly. That was my big problem, is that he was just this curmudgeon, this grumpy old man who's going to let his sister and his brother-in-law just totally get destroyed by the First Order. I just thought that was not the heroic Luke that we all thought was going to be coming back. And
did you think he would ever abandon his nephew?
Yeah, that was kind of weird too. I don't even know what would Luke do what he did, where he would have this moment of weakness where he would think that he would destroy his own nephew. I mean, and
then if he failed at doing that, he would have come back and been like, I have to save him now. Like, I have to save him, or I'm not going to be able to save myself. So there's definitely a lot of things that are wrong with that picture in so many levels. It's just I always go back to, it's like they don't understand the property that they purchased. That's really kind of always where I kind of come back to. And that's the frustrating part, is that it didn't have to be like that. It's just I don't think they fundamentally understood the property that they purchased.
Well, it didn't help that they didn't have a plan. I think that was kind of like the thing that got me. It's like, I think they were going to have like different directors. There was no overarching storyline that they were going to follow.
Right, but let's talk about the Mandalorian. Like we're going far afield.
Yeah, you're right. Let's talk about the Mandalorian. Yeah.
Yeah, but they I think the Mandalorian shows what people were after, and they weren't like saying, "Oh, I hate it because it's garbage." They were just saying, "I think this is what we wanted," not because we're fanboys and we want what we want, or we're going to hate everything. I think it really boils down to more like, there's 30 years of literature and comics and everything else. We don't expect it to be exactly the same, but you got to remember, it's been 10 years of MCU at that point.
Yeah,
they had unlocked how to translate to the screen, and I think people just had expectations. They didn't have to be exactly the same, but it should be inspired by, at least, I think, is what the expectation was.
Yeah,
good point.
And when you go too far out from that, people, I think, start looking at it like something's not right here.
Yeah, it's my camera's not right. Yeah. There you go.
All right. So, did we lose your art cam again? Let me get you back.
Yeah, once I stop hearing the echo, that's when I know. My camera just came up.
I got you. I'm gonna try and mute. Okay, there you go. I muted your thing. So, what do you think is going to happen in the next season there, Javier or Brett? Well, I guess it's going to be Javier because because Brett doesn't really is not feeling Star Wars. So what do you think is going to happen in season 3?
Oh, I haven't even thought about it. And honestly, whatever, I trust the storytellers. Honestly, they've done no wrong yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to give them a mulligan because, one bad episode out of 8, that's great. And they won't deliver a bad episode. I'm fairly sure of that. So I just want to be just like everybody else. I don't want to predict what's going to happen. I want it to come to me.
Oh, that's such a good response. You should be a politician. I think that that was the most diplomatic way of saying, showing what you think might happen, without even saying what you think might happen. So
that's the thing. I'm not into the prediction business. I leave that for astrologers and con men.
Nice. You're a philosopher too, man. That's so deep.
Thank you.
Thank you. I love it.
Yeah. All right. So I'm looking at the clock. It's 2:44 Eastern Standard Time. How does everybody feel? You want to get 5 more minutes? We'll say
I need about 5. Yeah.
Okay. Let's say 2. We'll say at 2:50. We'll do pencils down.
Pencils down. I'm already inking. What are you talking about?
The pro showing how it's done.
Listen, you keep shooting that word pro. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
If I were a pro, I'd be working for Marvel, DC, Dark Horse, that kind of stuff. Man.
Oh no, this is the thing. This is the new pro. I don't know if you've heard this, but independent creators are the pros now. That's the whole thing about Comics Cast. We're seeing all of our guests are tremendous talents in themselves, and you don't need to be working for Marvel or DC or Image or IDW or any of those. You can put pro work out on your own. That's the beauty of Comics Cast, is we're showcasing this pro level talent that's independent, right? And I mean
that is true.
That's the way that I look at it. So
I just turned into an old man, didn't I?
Well, just don't go abandoning your Javier Temple and all your students that are behind you. Don't go do that. So.
Well, you honor me. All right, let me see if I can get Grogu right here.
Are you adding Grogu too? Did you hear that, Joe and Brett? He's doing not just the Mandalorian. He's adding Grogu in there as well. So.
Mm-hmm. I heard.
Yeah.
Now it's not going to be beautiful, but it'll be there. Yes, finally, I'm free. Smeagol is free.
If he's putting that to him, he's fired.
Yeah, exactly. So, Brett, if we didn't get the Mandalorian as our subject and we did Cobra Kai or WandaVision, are you a fan of either of those? Have you watched Cobra Kai?
Oh yeah, I watched Cobra Kai, and I'm waiting for the next season because I'm not happy with the way they ended it.
Oh, you wanted there to be another tournament, right?
I thought they were going to end it with their tournament. And they did not.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, man. Same boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I guess I should say that there's gonna there's gonna be spoilers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really enjoyed this season because they tied in Okinawa, and again, I don't want to hopefully people on the stream have know about Cobra Kai, but that was the whole thing about season 3. They brought back Okinawans, and let me see about some comments here. We got Ed who commented here. All of Marvel, DC, etc. artists were independent artists before they started working for them. So yeah, that's a good point, Ed. It's sort of like we're all independent, and then, or at least those pros that we love, they were independent at one time, and then they were lucky enough to get signed and do work for the big guys. And let's see, we got Molly here that says, "That's so much imagination. I'm always full of ideas in Disney." And let's see, we got here Terry McEver is saying, "Luke, a Jedi Knight? I'm out of it a little while, and everyone has delusions of grandeur. The original trilogy left lots of gaps. You're right. That is such a good point.
That's funny. That's funny.
Nice quote. Good quotes.
Yeah. All right. So we got about 2 more minutes to go. So
2 more minutes.
Yeah.
I better hurry up with his little rifle thing.
Yeah, there's no.
There's more facial features on him instead of worrying about the
Yeah, don't worry, guys. If you want to revisit your drawings after the show, you can always polish them up. We just want to give our audience an idea of what we're drawing, and that would they can get a like I said, a flavor for these art styles that our guests have.
This is why I don't do things live. It's too much stress.
Too much stress.
Too much stress.
Yeah.
Come on, Joe. You can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
You can do it.
So,
exactly,
Javier.
Joe. I've never.
Yeah, exactly. So, Javier, have you, the two of you guys, have you guys streamed before? Either one of you?
Together? No.
Well, okay. So you guys are going to be veterans now. You guys should set up your own show and promote your works, just like we're promoting you here. And I think that you guys can continue the story and the evolution of Green Tempest as more pages are built, as colored pages get done. I definitely, aside from posting it to your Instagrams and things like that, I think that would be a great way to get people to see what you guys are doing. And then when you're ready to do your crowdfunding launch, you have everything ready to go. People already know about you guys. And I think you should definitely consider maybe streaming, because that's the new thing. You don't have to just tweet or do Instagram posts. If you do a stream, I think that allows you to connect on a much more personal level.
You are correct, yes. And I actually have a teenager in my house that is going to help me do exactly that.
Oh.
But thank you, Gerald, for what you taught me in the pre-show. Really, really helpful stuff. Absolutely. And I'm grateful for the learning curve that I just passed without crashing. So thank you.
Yeah. You guys are naturals. You could definitely do it. Just gotta work on getting that gremlin out of your camera, your phone, so that way it doesn't keep on dropping your art cam. So we can definitely see what you're doing.
Yeah.
All right.
It sounds like I need to ask for a new Christmas gift here.
Yeah. Too bad Christmas came, so maybe your birthday present or Easter or something like that. All right. So I hate to be the bad guy here.
No.
I'm gonna say for me and Joe and possibly Brett, I'm gonna say pencils down. For Javier, it's to put down that ink pen or that color pencil or whatever that you use, because I'm sure that you've gotten much further along. So
Fine.
all right, so let's do pencils down and or just art down, I guess. Let's look at see what everybody's done. So I'm gonna mix it up. Brett, are you ready to show your artwork? Brett seems to have his head down still.
He's finished this.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna give you, just because you're our guest, I'm gonna give you a little bit more time. So Joe, let's show your artwork real quick.
Joe.
Let me solo your screen out. Hold on one moment and solo. Move your
long soloed art.
Oh wait, for some reason you're off center a little bit.
I'm doing no, I'm not.
I soloed the wrong camera.
Rookie.
Here we go. There we go.
That's it.
I'm gonna let you do it.
All right.
Oh.
Yes.
He did Luke, and he inked it.
Yeah.
He was putting the colors in there too.
It's hard. You can't really see.
I can see it. It looks great.
The lightsaber, yes.
Yeah, so I didn't get to the green lightsaber, lots of ink, and I didn't get to the glove, but
it's there. It's there. The composition is there. Good work. And look at the scale. Everybody's doing these big drawings, and I'm doing a 5x7. That's my size that I'm using. All right, let's see what Javier did. Javier, your camera just conked out.
Okay, then luckily I have two. There you go.
There you go. All right, let me solo out Javier real quick. Or do you want to do that, Joe? Oh, Joe can do it. Look at that. Inking it, and he did
nice.
Grogu too.
Grogu is going, do the magic wave hand thing.
he's like, I want to hold the disintegrator rifle. Let me hold it.
That's awesome, man. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Good
beautiful stuff. Oh, and now we get to see Brett's work.
Love it.
So, Brett, are you ready to show yours?
First of all, I want to do something that helps being such a show off.
It's a what? Oh, he said you're a show off, Javier. Look at that.
See, he was hiding his.
I know.
And he's trying to get a little Kansas City in there. That's nice.
Some homage to your favorite football team there. Awesome. Love it.
That's great. I love the baby like expression with the mouth and everything. That's perfect, man. You nailed it.
You nailed it. And I love the positive, negative. You're just using, you don't have like a lot of lines. You just have the positive, negative space. And it totally nails Grogu's likeness there. So, my art cam sort of disappeared.
Oh yeah, where are you at?
All right, let me add.
Here we go.
Rookie.
All right. Okay, so I did Mando jetpacking in, and he's getting ready to. What was the wrist gauntlet? It's called the
Flamethrower.
It shoots out those little mini rockets. Yeah, the mini missiles.
The whistlers.
The whistlers. Yes, the whistling sparrows or whatever they are. So I did this.
Nice explosions. Got everything. That's looking good.
That's awesome,
man, you're a killer, man.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. So
all 5 inches of it is glorious. I'm sorry, that was really bad. I didn't mean it that way.
Okay, yeah. Remember, we have an audience there, so that's a good joke.
Brett warned you. He warned you.
That was funny. All right. Did anybody draw along with us, Joe? I'm gonna look through this.
Let me take a look. It's in a book, Reading Rainbow.
Well, here I got some comments here. Rick, you're supposed to be the pro at this, Gerald. So I'm getting lots of love from my guest co-host.
So we got one from Sarah and we got one from Rick.
Oh, awesome!
Ooh, I want to see.
Did Brian Acosta?
Ed Williams has one, but he's gonna bring it up, I think. And then we got Brian Acosta's got one. Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's just go down the list.
Yeah. So good.
All right, here we go.
All right, let's
1 second. Let me go ahead and share my screen.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
God, such a boomer moment. Here we go. All right. So we got one from Brian Acosta.
Yay! Well done. I like the eyes.
Yeah, good job, Brian. Got that likeness.
Good work, Brian. Yeah, I mean, I love that people are coming out here and they're showing their work. Like, this is good stuff. Your line work is solid. I mean, this is a speed challenge.
It is.
Yes, it is.
And then we got Ed, who's throwing a piece in. I don't think he did it during the challenge.
I was gonna say, I was like, this is next level.
I give up. I'm done.
Yeah, Ed is showing us up here. Yeah, so I guess Ed kind of like just sharing some Mando art. That's good.
Yeah.
So,
and then we're gonna come up here. We got one from Rick.
Oh, Rick!
Oh, wow!
Rick killed it. Absolutely killed it.
Oh, Rick is nailed it with the puppy eyes here. Making
right here and right here. Yeah. Very nice.
He's like Oliver Twist and saying, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?" You know.
Ears. The line weight changing here. This is fun. It's good stuff.
Rick, why don't you do more drawing with us when you're on the show as my co-host?
You should.
Yeah.
Then now we got a lot of excitement from Sarah. She's got it all in there.
Sarah,
hey, hello, guys. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Sarah's
that's awesome.
Doing her second drawing here. I'm going to have Sarah on the show because she's drawing along like a champ.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You know, I think we should that's a good idea. We should definitely have like a fan of the show. Does everyone come on and chat and sketch and whatever?
Yeah, we're going to have to do that. Fun. Yeah, Sarah. We're gonna be in touch. We're gonna have you as a drawing partner with us. You know, so awesome. I want to thank all of you guys who are in the chat that decide to draw along with us. This is by far the most audience participation we've had with these draw along challenges. So I appreciate you all. And I want to tell you guys, Brett and Javier, you guys are inspiring our viewers. Man, they want to draw along with you guys because these challenges are so great. So we're going into our third drawing, and we're trucking. You know, we're trucking right along. It's at 2:57. So let's do 15 minutes for this next one. And this third drawing challenge is going to hit close to home for Brett and Javier, because if you saw in their elevator pitches, we showed artwork from both of them. And if you notice, if you remember at the end, we showed Joker. We showed Batman and the Joker. We showed that part of it. And so for drawing number 3, the challenge number 3, we're going to do a free-for-all Joker. You can do movie Joker, which is like the Heath Ledger, the Joaquin Phoenix, the Jack Nicholson. You can do the 60, or you can do the TV version, which is from Batman 66, the Cesar Romero. The one that I'm going to say we shouldn't do is the Jared Leto Suicide Squad one, but
he's my favorite.
He was a little bit too out there. I'm going to have to say that. But I would, and you can do the comic version. You can do Jim Lee. You can do the Nolan, Brian Boland version. The Neil Adams. There's so many interpretations of Joker. The animated series. There was so many depictions of there. So what I would like everybody to do, you can do any version of Joker that you want, and we'll go there. All right. Okay, so the clock is now ticking. It is now 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll look at the clock at 3:15. We'll see where everybody's at. The subject is your version of Joker. And Joe's showing some pictures here. What is that, Joe?
What is this?
I know what it is.
What is this?
I know what it is, but I want you to tell us.
Yeah, well played. Yeah, play it off. This is Frank Miller's masterpiece right here. I finally got it for Christmas, so I'll be doing the Joker from the Frank Miller's version.
Okay, great. All right, so let's start drawing. Pencils up. And just like if anybody is in our audience that wants to draw the Joker,
all right.
Please
so Sean, go ahead and draw however you want to draw it, man. Be on my phone and take a screenshot, send it to us. We'll put it on the show.
Yeah. All right. So this is where we do some more drawing and talking. Brett, I'm going to let you go first. What drew you? What drew you? Hey, look at those puns. Yeah, the dad jokes from the non-dad talking about bad jokes. But what drew you to Joker? Why do you like the Joker?
I think it's because he's the longest, really the longest, most hated villain in Batman. I think he's really the one that gives him the greatest foe. And it's just the depictions that I've seen from Jack Nicholson to Heath Ledger. That's what really drew me in, was all those. My favorite one was Heath Ledger, though.
Heath Ledger, yeah. Rest in peace. He was a phenomenal Joker. I think he set a new bar for character, getting really into the character and just showing a phenomenal interpretation that was so different from anything that we'd ever seen. It was completely, unique in terms of just getting into the character and taking it to that next level. So, what about you, Javi? Oh, yeah. Keep on going. Yeah, tell more.
No. I was just agreeing with you.
All right, so I guess it's my turn then, right? Okay, here we go. Here you go. Okay. I really like this artist. It's strange. It's probably an artist that everybody can recognize his art style, but doesn't know that it's him. His name is Jose Luis Garcia Lopez.
Oh, you kidding me? I know that guy. Well, I don't know him personally, but if you claim to be a DC fan, George Perez, Marv Wolfman, and Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, those are legends. They're legends.
Yes, I remember recognizing his work in a comic book, and I thought, wait a minute, that's on my underwear and on my lunchbox. It's the same person. It's the same artist, and he's been producing artwork for DC licensed stuff for over 40 years. And from time to time, I catch him on a project. Like I think he did Justice League Classified with John Byrne writing about 10 years ago. But it's fantastic, and his is the Joker that I want to draw, and that's the one I'm doing right now with a little Simonson, of course.
Okay,
But
Simon, another good version. Yeah, I love Simonson. But yeah, those are great influences. And you're right. It's sort of like, was it the handbook for the was DC
Yes.
Who's Who and the handbook that I think it's kind of like if you can find the actual handbook, which had like all the character sketches for, I think it was in the 80s it was like the Bible for all the DC characters. It was Jose Luis Garcia Lopez that did those artwork, right? Am I wrong?
That's it.
That's
No,
it.
you're right. You're right. That's the one that everybody wants to get their hands on.
Yeah.
Because when you think classical, 80s, late 70s, early 80s Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Green Arrow, those designs that Alex Toth did on the Justice League cartoons, they were all based on Garcia Lopez's work. And it's just, well, at least that's my thought process, at least. And it's just, he's one of these artists that has not drawn a bad panel ever. He did Atari Force. Dude, Atari Force.
Atari Force. I still have that.
And it's awesome.
I still have some of those issues. That was a great series. I didn't even know he did that. I'm gonna have to dig that up.
That man cannot draw anything wrong. He did a story recently when Superman was rebooted for like the 10th time in 6 months, and
I love the subtle digs.
I know. I think Javier should be giving lessons on how to be passive aggressive, with things. But
I have no idea what you're talking about, Gerald. But shut up. It's my turn.
You keep on going. Keep on going.
Okay, but yeah, he did one. Let me see. There was a brand new owner of the Daily Planet. She was new. She was taking it over. Brian Michael Bendis was writing it. And I think he did in the first issue, he did like 4 pages, and it's completely different from everybody else's. I'm like, oh, he's back. Yes. So I love the man's work, and oh my gosh, I can't say what I just thought, but I do quite a bit to get a piece of his art.
Okay, so everybody knows that Javier will do almost anything to get artwork from Mr. Lopez. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. It has something to do with you know what? No, I'm not even going to allude to it.
Let's
keep it clean.
We'll leave it out there.
There you go. But let me see. Let me make sure my camera is working. Okay, it looks like it is.
Yeah. Let me get your screen back in there. Let's add that back in the screen. And Joe's in there. I just realized that our cams weren't up there. So again, like I said, anybody who wants to draw the Joker along with us, please do. And it can be any variation of the Joker that you want to do.
Joker's so cool to draw. I mean, there's really no wrong way to do it unless you make him fat and short. So.
Oh, we got some echo back. Let me see if
I heard that.
Mute your art cam. All right. I think.
Is that better?
I think we saw.
Yeah, that's better. Yep, that's it.
Yep, that's it.
Oh, no, there's a little bit of an echo. Let's see. All right.
My phone hates me.
So I have not seen the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. How does that rate to you guys in terms of Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson and Cesar Romero and all the other Jokers and the Jared Leto? We're going to go ahead and say them too. How does that rate compared to the other Jokers?
Really, you're going to compare Jared Leto to any of the other ones? I gotta walk out of the room right now. Come on.
So you're a Cesar Romero fan, right? Brett, you think the classic Joker from the TV series?
No, actually, I'm a Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger. You're Heath Ledger. Okay.
I've noticed that, like, for me personally, I've always said that, like, as long as you don't, you almost don't even want to compare the Jokers because they're so like different stories. Like each Batman Joker is like a completely different element, and they're all so good except for the last one. I don't know what I'm talking about him, but anyway, like they're. If you compare them, I don't think it does justice to them because they're so different. They're so drastically different. I don't think it really works. That's kind of how I've always looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you gotta give everyone a fair shake. Nobody likes doing work that's saddled by something that happened before they were born.
Yeah.
It's true.
So.
Well, that's what I liked about Heath Ledger's version is that it was so different from what you thought the Joker was going to be. Because even Jack Nicholson's version of the Joker, he still, had that clown, like Christopher Nolan and Heath Ledger, they decided like, let's explain why why he wears the face paint. It's not a skin disorder. Why he had rather than having like a smile that's like permanently on, he actually had the lacerations and the stitches, in his cheeks. I just thought that was such a neat idea that they did with the Joker with Heath Ledger, that it really added a degree of realism. If you just had a psychotic person who wanted to dress up like a clown, that would be the way that Heath Ledger, approached it.
Yeah, that was pretty tragic. I remember getting the Wizard magazine from the comic stand, and it had him on the cover and everything else, and I got inspired. It was the first time I drew the Joker, and I drew him. I'm like, I think this is gonna work out. The kid has done great work, and it seems like he wasn't just phoning it in, because that was our biggest worry at the time was, oh my gosh, these people are just cashing the checks and just going to phone it in and it's going to be horrible. And then it was phenomenal. And, I guess everybody underestimated Nolan and underestimated Ledger.
Mm-hmm.
And we were pleasantly surprised at the movie. But I also remember finishing my drawing, actually the one I shared with you.
Mm-hmm.
And about a day later, he had passed.
Yeah.
And, not only was it very tragic, but I'm thinking, I can't release this art. Now people are going to think I drew it just because he passed away. That's horrible. So I held on to it for about 2 months before I shared it because, the man just passed and he had a family and all this other stuff. So, I got a heart too. I'm not going to, and yet here it is so many years later, and David Sienkiewicz, that's his thing. People pass away that he admires and he draws. And I'm sure that was cathartic for him. And, now people are like, wow, somebody passed away earlier this week. I'm looking forward to what tribute he's going to do for them. Well, so it's a nice turn in that. So.
Well, I agree with you. There's a difference, though, when people do tribute art, and then there are people that do tribute art and are trying to make turn a profit on it. And I think that's where it's different. When you want to do, if you're an artist and you're in a position to share your artwork and because you're a true fan and you feel a loss. Joe and I did a tribute show to Chadwick Boseman when he passed away, and we did it because that was kind of like we were just fans of him as Black Panther, as just a human being. I just got to see a lot of his charitable work and the stuff that he was doing. And what we did is that it was just it was a release. It was a way for us to mourn and to sort of like show what we appreciated about his talents. But we weren't like trying to sell the artwork. We weren't trying to like capitalize off it. It was just a way of us dealing with losing a phenomenal talent. And I think that's the difference when you want to do tribute art to somebody that's in our artist or our nerd community. We appreciate the artists and where they're coming from, and the actors. We just want to make sure that it's done for the right reasons.
True. And that's kind of giving me an appreciation for the people we still have. So now I'm working overtime and trying to get some money together so I can actually go out and get, for example, work from Walt Simonson. I want to get work from John Byrne. I can't afford him, but that's why I play the lottery. So.
Exactly. Those are titans too, what you mentioned. You and I could have long conversations about John Byrne and Walt Simonson. Titans in the 80s, Titans today, they're really shaped and influenced me. Some of the John Byrne being the Dark Phoenix saga. I know that was his run on the Fantastic Four. Just some really phenomenal work. And then Walt Simonson. I mean, he did both of those guys did great runs for both Marvel and DC.
Mm-hmm.
And
Exactly.
they had some of their own independent projects that they worked on as well.
Oh, and their prowess and ability to sling the ink and the pencils, I don't think it's diminished. Because I think John Byrne, once I read a interview with him, and just looking at the publishing, the stuff he's seen published, there were months he was filling in. He's doing 4 covers. He's doing 2 books. He's writing a 3rd one. I mean, I'm sure he saved an editor or two's,
behind.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
And you're so right. I think I don't know about the pressures. I guess are different now these days. But you remember back in the 80s, or even just like as recent as the past decade, John Romita Jr. John Byrne when he was doing the X-Men and Fantastic Four. These artists were putting out books every month for long, like year-long runs. They were putting out stuff, and it's almost kind of a rare thing when you have an artist that can stay with a book for more than 5 issues. So it's great to see these artists that we grew up with, in terms of like what kind of output that they were doing.
Well, and we've gotten a much closer glimpse behind the productivity curtain, so to speak, to borrow from the Wizard from Oz, because now we are aware of that a lot of these changes, they're all last minute. You could be 2 months ahead. You deliver the pages, and then suddenly some other project gets in the way, and you got to adjust the last 3 pages, and you got to do those super late. And well, what do you have a fill in? Why are the last 4 pages done by somebody else? Well, it's comic production. It's tough. It's deadline driven. There is no tomorrow. It's needed yesterday, and you should have known about that 2 weeks ago when I didn't tell you, kind of deal. So,
and that's a good thing that you brought up here, because as somebody who's done, you have your foot, you've done, in the world of doing, comics, and you're an independent creator, you can sympathize with why something gets delayed. And as fans, we want instant gratification. We're a product of like today's society where you got to have it now type things. And you're right. There's complexities and there's things that artists today have to deal with that they probably maybe didn't have to worry about before.
Right. I mean, I've been a reason for a book to be late. It's just life, But yeah, I totally get it, and and I've made a conscious effort to not be the one stopping the production line, because the inker is depending on my pencils to do their job so they can get paid, and so is the colorist. If I don't do my job, I'm depriving all those people behind me from making their living, and I can't live with that responsibility. Well, I can live with the responsibility, but not with the guilt of, hey, they're not making money, they're having to scramble because I messed up.
Wow.
So
you realize there's a bigger picture. There's somebody other than you that when you're working on, and that's the thing about comic books. It's difficult. That's why I really appreciate our guests here as independent creators putting out these books. Coming up with your own stories, because you don't have the luxury of having a backup artist to do those last 4 pages that you were talking about. That if you're doing a book and you get behind on a deadline, you're the backup. You got to make sure that it gets done. And I think independent creators these days, they're stepping up. They're putting out these great products, and you get to see phenomenal work, and it's work that maybe you don't necessarily would see at a Marvel or a DC. They're telling stories that are different. All right. So we're at 3:17 right now. Let's say 3 more minutes, and then we'll do pencils down.
Oh, I'm done, guys.
Are you putting in colors? right now? Is that what you're doing?
No. I'm joking. I'm joking.
You're joking. Oh, you're joking with your Joker. I see where you're going with there.
There you go.
Very clever. Very clever.
I
So
appreciate that. I got the dad jokes too. You know?
All right. I'm going to look at some of the comments here. Let's see. Let's go to where. Let's see. We got Brian Menard, who says Heath Ledger's Joker. A lot of his philosophy I could identify with. So Brian, hopefully you don't become the clown prince of crime because you can identify with the Heath Ledger's Joker. But great comment here. So we got Ed Williams. I'm working on a different version of the Joker, who I think would make an amazing Joker. So yeah, that'd be great to see what you're doing, Ed. Let's see. See, Rick says here, I am glad someone is there to dig at Gerald now that I'm not there. Thank you, Javier. so Rick is always my biggest champion, definitely voicing his support for me there. And so we got a shout out to Joe from Sure Lester, Griffin III. He says, howdy, Joe Tolliver. How are you?
Hey. Yeah, I'm good.
And follow up on that, Sir Lester says his Joker doesn't compare to the others, but it was said that this Joker was a whole different universe from the others. And in that sense, it was still a regular drama film. So I'm not sure which Joker he was talking about, but yeah, some really good comments.
I think he's talking about the standalone Joker film, and because it was such
the Walking. The Walking.
It was so much basically a what's the word?
Elseworlds kind of deal.
No, it's a freaking. I mean, it was more of a drama. What do they call it? Like a crime drama, like a psychological thriller type. You know?
Oh yeah.
It worked without Joker.
Right. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check it out. We also got here from Allison. Allison is somebody that I've become really good I've become friends with in the last year. She posted. We got some artwork. Allison McGlone posted some Joker artwork, so we're going to look at that at the end of the show. We got Phil Leon, who collaborated with Joe, doing some color work for him. He says, "Hey there, how goes it, dudes?"
Yeah.
Good.
Ed Williams posted to the art show, so that's great.
Well, all my markers are just blasting and destroying my ink. So
okay,
that's cool.
All right, so we are at 3:20. So let's do.
I'm not doing anything else.
Okay, let's do. Everybody feel good? Let's do pencils down.
You don't feel good about this at all.
I
Damn, Javier. Holy hell!
I'm not stopping.
All right, let's.
That's gorgeous. I want to pay for that.
Okay,
I don't want to get that.
let's look at Javier. Look at Javier. He got a ruler and he's inking stuff out. let's. Okay, pencils down. Let's look. I'm gonna solo you out, Javier. So let's see what you did.
All right, let's start just from the top, and then we'll work our way down. Okay.
Okay. I'll let Joe. Joe will be the camera guy. I'm not gonna touch.
No, good call.
Okay, I'll let you do everything. Oh my gosh, that is so. Oh, that's great. I love the worm. I'm a big fan of using the worm's eye view for things, and you totally nailed it. And he looks sadistic. He looks like he's about ready to put some lead in you. That's my let it out reference.
Yeah, on top of that, your gun actually works. Like most of the time, it takes me forever to get my guns down.
I know, and I like that hand that you have in the back. It has such depth, and
it's jazz hands, brother.
It's jazz.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Killed it.
I almost feel like he needs to have like a hat or something like that. Like he's tipping his hat.
If I had enough time, I would have drawn the hat because he had a hat in the 70s. So
yeah.
I think we lost your cam again. It's too good for our broadcast.
Oh, it's okay. We got to see his artwork, so that's the important thing. Hey, Brett, are you ready to show your Joker? Because I'm excited to see it. I
love how Javier's got the poison flower. That's pretty sweet. I love how you added it.
The acid, bro. The acid attack.
All right, let's Brett's about ready to show his. Joe, if you're ready to solo him.
Yeah, I'll just let everyone know I am tracking. You guys put it in the in the. You guys are commenting that you posted it, so that's great. Let's go through everybody's, then we'll get to your guys' stuff and we'll post it.
Okay.
All right, Brett. Here we go. Here we go. Brett's up.
Let's see it.
Oh,
I tried to repeat the same one that you showed earlier.
Oh,
nice.
you know that this goes to show what a master you have for the subtle details in celebrity portraits, because I recognize Joaquin Phoenix likeness in that, and even though it's not finished yet, you're nailing it. It looks, I can see it already. It's coming along right away. Right. It looks really good. So, phenomenal work, Brett. Phenomenal work.
Great job, buddy.
Yeah.
Great work.
All right.
All right. I'll put mine up and then we'll finish with Gerald's.
Oh well. All right. So here we
And
go.
then we'll go through the comments. Let's see here. I'll solo mine out there. Like I've never done this before. Here we go.
All right. Here goes Joe with his massive sheet of paper here. Oh,
see, you can't even see it here.
wow.
Let's do this.
Yeah, your light is blowing it out. I don't know if you can.
Yeah, it is blowing it out. Let me do this.
I don't know if you can turn off one of your lights. Maybe I don't know if that might.
Wow, that's a good magic trick.
He's a hit at all the kids' parties. So if you want to book Joe,
Look at that. That's fantastic.
yeah,
It's a start, but y'all.
I see the eyeball. He's got a batarang in his eye.
yeah, he was doing the whole Frank Miller thing. I love it. That's.
But it was a start. Man, I tell you, doing this live show is tough.
Yeah, so Joe, you know what I have to do every week in terms of coming up with these drawings. So I guess do you want to show other people's artwork real quick, or do you want me to go and show my artwork?
I'm gonna
I'll show
yours. I'm blowing yours up here. Let's.
Okay. All right. Okay, so here's my psychotic Joker. I wanted to make him look like he almost looks like a zombie Joker. So.
Oh, that's excellent, man.
And of course I have the bow tie in there, and I was almost going to put polka dots on his tie, but I don't think Joker has ever used polka dots, so I decided not to do that.
I like your hair. That's fantastic. I love it.
Thank you. So this was fun. I totally was inspired by when I heard that we were going to do the Joker. I just was ready to jump all over that. So Joe, I think we had at least 3 or 4 people that are in the comments field that said that they drew along too. Are they in the art show? I want everybody that said that they drew, please post to the art show or let us know where it's at, and we'll check it out. All right, so
this is going to be a live switch. Let's see what happens.
All right, because right now my face is really big. It's like,
oh yeah.
Can you take me out of this? Just share that screen. Okay, so let's. Oh, who did this? Sarah.
Oh my gosh.
Sarah killing it.
Killed it.
She,
Good work. It's got some subtle lighting. Love it.
Wow.
Sarah is 3 for 3. We're gonna have to have you on a show, Sarah.
Hats off to you, Sarah. Awesome.
Awesome work.
You said you didn't like this shading. Actually, that's my favorite part. The subtle shading is good. 15 minutes is tough.
Oh, here, Rick.
Rick's going back to the
Nice. There you go.
Lego.
Lego. Yeah.
Lego Joker. Oh, that's so cool.
All right, let me see what else here. Oh man, Ed. Getting after it.
On a sketch cover. Oh yeah. What's his name?
He's
Willem
doing
Dafoe.
Oh,
Yeah,
you labeled it up here.
Willem Dafoe Joker. Oh.
Yeah, I agree. I think he would make a great Joker.
Yeah. Phenomenal work, Ed. Oh, who did this? He did this.
Allison.
Allison, killing it. Look at that.
That's insanity.
Even had the ha-ha-has in there.
You got it in. That's a tattoo waiting to happen for some reason.
Yeah,
That's right.
Great work, Allison.
All right.
Man,
that's great.
We got some great participation. This is by far the most audience participation we've ever had. So you guys are inspiring our audience. So thank you so much for that. Actually,
I mean,
yeah.
we had some really cool characters to draw too. I mean, Green Tempest. It's us four know about it, but
Well, I mean, we started with the best
Jesus.
thing.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I actually really enjoyed the Green Tempest, but it was like difficult because I'm so terrible with remembering what things look like. I was like, I want to look at it the whole time.
As you're
over there.
drawing it, yeah.
So that was part of the challenge, is that you got a glimpse of it, you get a hint of it, and this is a good segue into the latter part of our show. Yeah. So Ed, awesome work, everyone. He's just I could not agree more. All of our guests, artwork, all of the artwork from our audience, just phenomenal work. I'm totally stoked and excited about that. So, Brian,
Go ahead and post yours later. I know you said you're not finished with yours. That's okay.
Yeah,
I'm not finished with mine either, but I have to show it. So
yeah, and actually, we still have to we have, if you want to let us know when it's up, because we're gonna go into the last chapter of our story here with Brett and Javier. You guys were great talents, and let's go back and revisit some of the stuff that we had shown earlier. I actually want to show. Let me share screen here, and just gonna read.
Right here.
Oh, so yeah, the Deathstroke from Brian there. Yeah. Which
that's my early,
yes.
early drawing.
Yeah, we're gonna actually show your Amazon link. I want everybody to look in the comments field for there's an Amazon.com link to go and purchase Brett's celebrity portrait book, because that's gonna help make Green Tempest happen. So now what I'm going to do is I just want to refresh everybody's memory a little bit about who Green Tempest is. So here we have some preliminary sketches which show the character concept. So this is, again, before Green Tempest hulks out. This is his main antagonist, Hailstorm. You get to see some of his character design, and you get to see his color palette here. And then this is some of the stuff that we had shown earlier, which was some of the color work, some cover work. And I just can't get enough. The artwork is so awesome, but then the colors it's like icing on a cake. It just makes it much more sweeter.
It brings it home, absolutely.
Yeah, home run. And then what I want to do here is I want to show this is the teaser that I want to give everybody that to get you an idea of what you can expect when this book finally comes out. We have some preliminary interior pages. You have a splash page here, which shows Green Tempest vanquishing Hailstorm. And then we have some sequentials. So this is what I want you guys to just eat up. Look at this stuff. I mean, great. There's no lettering yet. There's still a letterer that Brett is still trying to find. But you can see here, I think you've heard the saying that good sequentials, if they're really good, you don't even have to see the words, because the panels, the sequential storytelling will tell it. If you see the words later on, that adds to the finer details. But you look at these sequentials and you can get a feel for the story already. And here, your color is phenomenal. I imagine this is kind of like a flashback scene, maybe. And I love I like how you use the desaturated color palette to suggest that. And see here, I'm not even reading it, but you get that. So here we have Hailstorm, who's about ready to unleash his power on top of a building. I like that establishing shot, and then it reverses back out to where he's on top of the building. You get a sense of scale and the grandeur of his power here. It's about ready to rain down on somebody. And then here we go. Look at this. It's like hailstorm. Exactly, it's the hailstorm. It shows
exactly what it is.
Yeah, he's bringing down destruction on the city. So this is what I have so far. There's more that's coming. I really want to encourage our audience. You see at the bottom, this is Javier and Brett's contact information. Strongly encourage you guys to like, subscribe, follow them on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And I'm going to actually show a little bit of, let's show some of their links. So application and, all right, so here we go. Here we have, I'm kind of doing this a little blind, Joe, so just let me know. Can everybody see the Facebook?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, great. All right, so you can go, let me close these. You can go check out Brett's work here. And Brett, I'm gonna butcher your name. Is it Scheuerman?
Sherman?
Sherman?
Sherman Tank.
Sherman Art and Design. Yes, you can check him out here, and you can see his awesome Jack Nicholson right here as his icon here, or his avatar. You can also check him out on Instagram. So I want you to like and subscribe here. This is what I was talking about. It's in our comments field. This is the book, which has all the great celebrity artwork. Here, let's just do a look inside. So check it out.
Right there.
Yeah. So this is some of the artwork that I shared earlier, and you can see even more. I don't think I have this, the Jeff Bridges one. So yeah, check it out. Support the building of the Green Tempest comic book by buying this very affordable celebrity portrait sketchbook right here off Amazon. Now we're gonna go a little bit we're gonna give some love to Javier here. This is his Facebook page, J Lugo Art. You can also check him and follow him on Instagram. And just for fun, you can also see what he wants to tweet. So, hey, and I wanted to show this too. This is a little bit of a plug for his independent project that he's working on that's outside of the Green Tempest. It's Naked Cannibal Campers. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. Javier, if you want to give us some details, you did some cover art for that. So you want to tell us a little bit about this campaign? It's currently going on right now, right?
Yes, it is. Absolutely. Okay. I'd be happy to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, what it is that Naked Cannibal Campers is a horror movie independently created several years ago. Okay. And the director saw a comic book called Return to Sender. It's a Western comic book with supernatural horror undertones. And the creator, his name is David Sumney. And he liked the guy's work. He had attempted to extend the story of Naked Cannibal Campers into comics before, but wasn't successful. So he got in touch with David. David, jumped at the opportunity, drew the thing. And I had worked with David. I did a cover for his comic book, Return to Sender #1. And he said, "Hey, Javi, you're interested in working on this thing?" I said, "Well, I don't have time for the sequentials, but I can donate a cover or two." And he's like, "Yeah," he told me about it. Those 3 ladies, they are witches.
Okay.
And what happens is that people go camping and they disappear. And this is the explanation. Well, there's 3 witches and they're cannibal and their victims are campers. So hence the title. And the movie, of course, takes advantage of the fact that these are very good looking people and puts them on film and so on and so forth. So I said, I haven't seen the movie. All I see is the promo art. I can do something with that. So I created the nice version that you see there, right?
Right.
Okay. But here's the thing. They're cannibals. So eventually they will eat body parts and they have blood all over them. So I have a naughty version out there of the same cover. Now, nobody can buy it because it was part of the promotion of the Kickstarter.
Okay.
Actually, they already bought the nice version. The naughty version will be available as a stretch goal.
Plug. Okay. That's the hint. That's the plug.
That's the plug.
I want everybody to go check out. Go to Kickstarter and type in Naked Cannibal Campers, and you can get the naughty version cover that Javier did. Check it out, because
eventually, if they hit the stretch goals.
Oh yes, if they hit the stretch goals.
When they hit the stretch goals.
Yes, exactly. It's doing very well. It got literally over $2,000 in less than 48 hours. So it's met its initial goal, which is just to cover printing. Everything after that is just not only gravy, but it allows us to do a better final product. We got extra products. And actually, if you reach a certain level, they're going to hire me to do a 4-page story. And if it reaches $15,000, now nobody's paying me for this promo, by the way. We have the creator of Faust, Tim Virgil, likes the concept enough that he said if we reach $15,000, he will draw a cover for this comic book. And you know how hard it is to get a Tim Virgil cover on anything.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a master of horror. He's got his own legion of fans. If we can push this thing to $15,000, we will have a cover from Tim Virgil, which I would love to make. So
that's what. Again, independent content, independent creators making moves. This is what I love about Comics Cast and how we can help get eyes on your products or your creations, so that way you can meet those goals and you can see this phenomenal artwork. So go check that out. And I'm going to show. This is where you can actually support Javier as well. He has his own store, so you can buy original artwork here. So check that out. He is also on DeviantArt. DeviantArt it's still a thing. DeviantArt was one of the pioneers in showing artwork from the community. From aspiring artists to pros, and Javier is still keeping it relevant. Go check out DeviantArt. Look for JL Illustrator, and you can see some of his artwork there as well. So let me stop this, and this is where we're going to go to the part of the show. We're rounding out the show. Stop sharing. Okay. And this is where we're going to start getting a little sad here, because this is already the closing of the show. And we're going to call this we call it the Oscar speech. This is where you basically have your opportunity to do your final thoughts and say any thank yous if you have any. You can thank your mother, your father, your wife, your cousins, uncles, classmates, roommate from college. I don't know. Whoever you want. So final thoughts.
All these awesome backers you guys got going on, following you.
Yeah. So Brett, give us your Oscar speech.
Before we do that, can I do one thing?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. If we can go back to the Amazon page for a minute, I want to show the cover.
Go back
because I want to add something about. I want to add something about their Kickstarter that they're doing.
Okay, let me go back to share screen. All right, here we go. So what would you like to talk about on here?
Well, first of all, the Joker that I'm doing right now, for the next person that donates to the Kickstarter, they'll get that Joker that I'm working on.
Ooh.
And then the person after that donates will get the original drawing of that Flash.
Awesome.
That Flash, right?
That is phenomenal. So if you guys want to you said if they donate to the Kickstarter, then they'll get the original Joker art that you drew on the show, right?
Yes, and then the next person after that donates will get this Flash.
The Flash, the original artwork.
All right, donate, guys. Donate now. We're tracking it.
So go to Amazon. Let us know if you buy it. Let us know in the comment field that you did buy it, and we'll put you in touch with Brett, and he'll hook you up with some original artwork.
This is for the Naked Cannibal Campers Kickstarter.
Oh yeah, you didn't make sense there, Joe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
Phil, track that expenditure. So the next two people, we know who they are.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so just so you know, if you donate to the Naked Cannibal Campers Kickstarter campaign, the next person that does it, the two people that do it, they're going to get original artwork from Brett. So Brett, awesome. I think we're going to see $15,000 going to be donated so that we can get that artwork that we were talking about, that original artwork. So here. All right. So let's go back to the Oscar speech. I'm going to stop sharing the screen here. So stop screen. All right. So the floor is yours. I'm going to solo you out. Go for it, Brett. You give us your Oscar speech.
I want to thank you for having me on the show. This has just been a lot of fun. This is my first time drawing live on a camera, so it was hard. I never realized how
it is.
I agree with Joe on this. But I've had a lot of fun talking comics and all kinds of pop culture stuff, and being able to show off some of the artwork, seeing some of the great artwork on the show from you guys and your followers. And I feel like an amateur after seeing some of that stuff.
I know it.
And you know, actually, let me go back to this. You are not an amateur. You're a pro. I'm going to tell you. And Brett, just love your artwork and the fact that you're creating the Green Tempest. It's just awesome. And so let me get this. We're going to solo out here, Javier. And Javier, the floor is yours. Go ahead and give us your Oscar speech.
Okay. Well, I'm certainly grateful to God above for the talent He's given me and putting in a good spot. I'm grateful to my parents, my brother, my wife, my child, and to the Academy. You like me. You really like me. Thank you. But especially every single person that spent even a penny on my artwork. You know, I always joke when somebody buys something, I tell them, wow, this can buy a lot of cheeseburgers and a lot of pizza. But in a way, that's exactly what it does. Too many times I've been to conventions and had a $180 bill for the hotel, and I had no cash in hand. I had to hustle to get that money and pay without going to jail. So I want to thank everybody that's ever purchased a piece of art from me. There's more where that's coming from. I love what I do. This is me all the time. Everybody knows me. I'm always this energetic. I go to conventions and I'm a different man than I am at home. At home, I'm quiet. I watch a lot of TV. I do a lot of drawing in silence. But when I'm out and I'm hanging out with people like Joe, Gerald, Brett, and everybody else, it just brings me alive in a way that, you know, art shouldn't, but it does. You know, when you enjoy a good piece of music, a good opera, a good theater, this is what does it for me, drawing and actually spending time with people who enjoy the same things that I do. So I'm very grateful for my supporters, old and new. You know who you are. Seems like the sun is about to set on me. This is very, you know, crime noir. I guess somebody's gonna hit me over the head or something. Okay, in any case, thank you for your support. Take care, guys. I'm eternally grateful, and I look forward to doing this again. And Gerald, thank you again for teaching me so much about this little rig right there. I'm gonna use it from now on, and I'm done.
Hey, that is an awesome.
Excellent.
I love your Oscar speech, and you know what? We really do like you. We really do like you. The door is open for you guys to come back to Comics Cast. Let it out anytime. It was a treat to have you both on the show. We enjoyed your conversation. We enjoyed your artwork, and we're looking forward to the Green Tempest becoming a reality. Our audience, you got to see previews of what's coming down the pipe, and I want you guys to follow them. See those links at the bottom.
The links are on the screen, but they're also going to be in the chat, and we'll make sure that they get posted to the top. So you guys will be good.
Very cool, very cool. So to make mental notes, it's in the comments field, but there it is below. And yeah, that is a very crime noir. You almost look like you could be in a Sin City panel.
Exactly. I got the shade right in the half of my face.
You want to? All right. First off, I look like I'm on the surface of the sun because all my lights went out on me during this whole thing. But if you want to see what I do for mine, here, I'll go ahead and get a little bit behind the
curtain. Behind the curtain. Look at that. He's on.
Oh my gosh.
He's on Mercury. Look at that.
So that's actually there's an entire blanket on that,
and it's still that bright.
And it's still that bright.
You need one of these. You need a black.
I know. I do have one.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys are awesome. I loved your.
Awesome. The door's always open for you guys to come back.
Thank you.
I have to say a couple of things, then Gerald's going to take over, and I'll just be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
But because Gerald will talk for like the next 3 minutes, and I won't have anything to be able to talk. The biggest thing is, you guys were great. It was a huge interaction with the community with you guys. I love how you guys were with everybody. I think if you aren't already back in this one and you're sort of on the fence, with indie books for any who knows why, this is a really clean book. This is going to be really, really good. And I want to make sure that I'm saying that this goes to everybody. Like, it's not for Brett. Like, you got a great team there. I mean, you already got Javier, who's amazing, but like a colorist who matches him, like that's big deal. Like a colorist can kill a book.
Yeah.
And you just got a great team
together. You got a phenomenal team. Yeah.
Phenomenal team. But I always want to make sure we say this. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, subscribe. What are you waiting for? We got artists right here. We're going to have more artists in the future. Hint, hint. I haven't told anyone this, but I'm kind of thinking about doing a actual show where we bring artists on and we basically have people come in and we'll have judges and they'll have to do challenges and make it all the way through to the end. And those that make it to the end will get a book deal for a short book.
Oh,
Just saying.
Okay.
I don't know. Crazy stuff. I was having thoughts.
I'm down with that.
You can't be the artist. You can be the judge, but you can't be the artist.
You know what? That's news.
That wouldn't be fair.
Yeah, that's news to me. Joe is dropping new developments for Comics Cast. I didn't even know that. So maybe he had an epiphany during the show just to come up with this. I don't know, but that's new developments for Comics
What
Cast.
happens when I have time off from work?
Exactly. So stay tuned. We have
Stay tuned.
Yeah,
and it all will be YouTube, so you got to make sure that you're subscribing to YouTube.
Like and subscribe to us because we actually have a couple new shows that we're toying around with too, and those are going to debut probably in the first or second quarter of this year. So, oh, look at this. Roy is saying, oh yeah, we're getting lots of comments here. Joe is flashing them up. So thank you for the comments. Sarah, you totally killed it. I thank you so much for drawing all three of those drawings, and all of our artists that guest artists that were, comments artists that came in there and shared their artwork. We love you. Thank you so much for contributing. So this is the part of the show we're going to close, and just like with anything, we want to we close with a shout out or just to a charity partner that we sincerely believe in. So let me share screen real quick. And oh, are you calling it up, Joe? Or
yeah, I did.
Oh, okay, I got it. I got you.
All right, okay.
All right. So it's okay. I was gonna say it's Google. Okay, so anyway, yeah. So here we go. This is Golden Fight and goldenfight.org. And actually, let me call up the banner. How about I do that? Hold on 1 second. And why is it not? Here we go. All right. So here we have our banner, Golden Fight. Golden Fight is a charitable organization that's in my neck of the woods. It's in the Mid-Atlantic region of the United States. It focuses in the Virginia, Maryland, D.C., Delaware-ish area in, like I said, the Mid-Atlantic United States. And they're a charity that I like to call big enough and small enough at the same time. Small enough in the sense that I mentioned they have a tighter geographic area that they focus on. That allows them not to have like huge expenditures because they would have to have, if they had a nationwide infrastructure, they decided to focus on just a smaller geographical area. And that's where they're small, but they're big in this sense, is that they have big hearts. The money that they raise is money that goes towards families who have children that are experiencing very severe illnesses like cancer. And when that happens, they want the parents of those kids to focus on the healing of their child, and that's where Golden Fight comes in. Golden Fight has big hearts, and what they do is the money that they raise, 98% of it goes to the families directly, because when they're focused on healing their child, they're going to incur financial difficulties, and that's the super effort that Golden Fight comes into the picture and helps them out. And that nominal 2 or 3% that they take from those donations is just to cover like administrative stuff. But 98%, I mean, that is phenomenal for any charitable organization to be able to put that much back into the people that they're trying to help. And like I said, these are families that have children that are dealing with really difficult circumstances like cancer. So if you get a chance, check out goldenfight.org. And we are not we don't get anything out of this. This is strictly because we love them. We feel for their mission. They're good friends with Joe, and Joe introduced me to them. And we would just love to be able to help throw any love or support or get eyes on their organization by talking to them about them on the show right now. So check them out. Joe, did you want to say anything about Golden Fight, or is that? Oh, is your mic? I think your mic is muted.
I'm muted. No, nothing much. I mean, you always nail that. It's just they're small. They're trying to make an impact. They are making an impact on a lot of families. And if you are so capable and are willing to do so, swing by their website, just make a donation to assist. But other than that, we don't get any assistance from them. They don't pay us to do any of these advertisements. This is just because this is a charity that I know is doing the right thing with the money. So I'm willing to put my name behind it and willing to put the business behind it because I know they're doing good stuff. So that being said, if you guys could do it, that's great. If not, that's fine too. But we're going to keep letting everyone know that these guys are out there doing their thing. So let me do one thing before you close the show out, Gerald.
Go for it.
One person who said, so she said, Griffin said, I drew the Scooby-Doo. Where are you, Joker? Just for the record.
Okay.
And I'm going to bring that up so we can get one last shot.
Yes.
Let's take a look. Let's see.
Look at it.
See.
The artwork.
All right. Share screen. Drum roll, please, because it takes me a minute to find it. Boom.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Killing it with this has been the most successful show to feature audience art, that was inspired by our guests. So you guys,
phenomenal.
You're inspiring our audience to draw along. So here, Ed Williams, thank you for all that you do for Comic Cast Crew. Inspiration, #inspiration. Yeah, we love it. We love featuring independent creators, and we're going to continue to do that in 2021. Hashtag get it done in 2021. Follow that. We're gonna, it's gonna be something that we're gonna carry out throughout the year. But Joe,
we got some swag.
Yeah.
I just ordered a bunch of swag, so it's coming.
Okay. All right. One last.
Beautiful. I love it.
All right. Look at that Joker.
The lines. You killed it. Did you get all around to the back too?
Yeah.
On his right hip? Did it go back there too?
What was it?
Didn't get to those lines yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, not behind him. No, just around the gun. That's it.
Yeah.
But thank you guys. You made me draw something that I've never drawn right here, and it's fantastic. I had a great time. I support what you support. Let's punch cancer in the face. I love that.
Yeah.
I want a T-shirt that says it. So
we're
okay. Well, maybe we'll make.
Yeah. So look for. Look for that swag coming up. Hopefully, if any of you guys would want to wear Comics Cast merch, we're going to try and see where that goes in the future.
So for some reason, Rick is saying he wants more ticks.
What does ticks mean?
I'm just messing with him. He mistyped.
Oh my Lord! What did he really want?
Okay, let's get Rick out of there.
Rick, he wanted more Rick. There you go.
Yeah, I want some more Rick.
Somebody has.
All right, guys, that was great.
That was great. Okay, so check us out next weekend. We're gonna have we're gonna have another phenomenal independent creator. So keep on looking out for Comics Cast to make waves in 2021. We're getting it done. Hashtag get it done in 2021. Comics Cast. We're so happy to feature these artists, and thank
you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
We love you.
Love.
Yeah. So.